Hello! I was priming this.
Prime.
This is not for me.
It is prime time. What is this for?
This is for a man whose name also starts with J,
Uh-oh.
but is not me. And was bequeathed by a man
Jiminy Cricket?
whose name starts with J as well.
Jabe.
Jillip.
Jillip.
Jillip. So I will pass that on over to the man whomst it is for.
Shaggy Giant Rat?
What? Eh?
Was that a Shaggy Giant Rat? What was that
Oh,
thing that you were just priming?
No, this is I don't even know the name of it.
It looked like a big blob.
It kind of is a big blob.
When you held it up, it was just a big blob.
We'll wait until it's done priming, and Jason will explain what it is. But it's a new Age of Sigmar monster that just came out.
Oh, okay.
That is very cool looking.
He said he was going to paint that this weekend, but didn't say if he was going to finish it. As we know, he gets things to almost finished. Got a lot of things that are almost finished. That look like they're almost finished, but he feels like they're not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I get some of that. I
think that a lot of his stuff looks good, but he's like, oh, that's not even close to done. But hello, everyone.
Hi. We should be having a Jason here shortly, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, he said he'd be a little bit late because he had to talk to Christopher.
And he's doing special things for cool outings for the office on Friday.
Oh, yeah, well.
Which
cool is a matter of opinion.
Perspective, yeah. Well, I find it to be particularly cool.
I'm one of the few in this building, I'm sure, that is not excited about it. Doesn't really care. Has no intention of going.
I hope you all know exactly what we're talking about, by the way.
What nerd type thing would be happening Friday?
Yeah. That would get the whole staff. I'm not sure that that's a nerd specific thing.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that we're not doing that.
Jen?
That's just not Friday. Maybe someday. I don't know. Oh, Game Delay, you know what? And I meant to look and see if they saw my note about the wizard's butt, and I was gone this morning and I completely forgot. So I am going to right now say, Game Delay, that if you don't get a wizard's butt sticker in your order, it is my fault. I did put the note there, but I don't know if they would have seen it. They definitely got the cup part, but
do we need to send a wizard butt sticker out to Game Delay?
Well, he asked for one, and I know. Yeah, but he asked for one, and I put a note on the order, but they don't always see the notes, so
yeah.
There's a chance it got missed because I was gone, so I didn't have a chance to remind them.
Sean O'John, you've got a good question here. Let me get 1 second to clean up this airbrush, and I will answer it for you. So yes, the trigger style airbrushes do in fact have dual action functionality. So I'll pull this up really quick. So you have the trigger, right? And the trigger is really easy to pull to this lever here. So what this does is this engages the air. That's the first action, right? The first action lets air going. And then the second is when you push down, it pulls the needle back. So there's 2 stages of sensitivity for the trigger. And this is a little sticky because it hasn't been cleaned very much. Okay, so yeah. So we have first stage goes to there. You won't be able to it's hard to demonstrate it if you can't feel it, but there's a resistance here. I mean, you can see that I'm kind of pushing it down. It pushes down really easy and it stops at that spot. And then I have to push it past that. So that's how the dual action works for the trigger airbrush. So you pull the trigger, air shoots out, you pull it further, and then this action here is where you control how much paint comes out. You get cramped up when you use the other one. This should be a lot better for you. It's a lot more ergonomic. So, what is it? Because the other ones, if I pull one of these guys out real quick. So these guys, I've just gotten so used to using this trigger style that it doesn't bother me anymore. And I've used airbrushes for days and days and days and days on end before, so I just, I've used them a lot. So how does it shoot paint bullets? It shoots, it's like a paint flamethrower, except it's paint and not bad things. My desk is a bit of a mess, folks. I have more than half of my paints on my table right now. So I'm gonna put some of these back while we talk. How's everybody's Tuesday going? It feels weird calling today Tuesday. It feels like a Thursday because we had our office meeting
we usually
today.
do those on Thursdays. I'm just too busy. Game Delay, I just want you to know I just sent them a direct message asking them to give you a Wizard's Butt sticker because I saw that they hadn't sent your order.
Joe Cylon, first off, I love your name because I love Battlestar Galactica. Cylons are pretty cool. And to answer your question, do we sell the go bags exclusively through our website or can we get them via our FLGS? You can, in fact, get them via our FLGS as well.
If they order them.
If
they have to,
like Jen mentions, if they order them. Now, they are available to our FLGSs. They can order them.
So if you go into the store and you don't see it, but you know that the store carries our products, just ask them if they'd be willing to order one in for you.
Yeah. And I would be shocked if they said no. Yeah. Because if you go up and you say, hey, I want to buy this thing.
Right.
They're going to be like, okay, cool.
They might want you to pay for it in advance or something, but just they have the ability to get all of it. Yeah, that's crazy, Ghost Hunter, because we haven't had those in a very long time. Hopefully they go and dust it off every once in a while.
Dust off what again?
A classic go bag.
Oh,
one of the OGs. Vintage
go bags?
The vintage one. There was another question up here.
Okay. Let's hit the questions rapid fire.
Did you see this Game Delay one?
No.
Okay. I was focusing on sending a note about stickers. I want to put a question in the queue as well. How would you mix up a speed paint or contrast paint using your paints and washes?
Okay, so this is a good question. First off, why is that there? What the heck?
I don't know what that is.
That doesn't belong there. Warm gray is not number 48. Belongs or 74 belongs. Okay, so answer to your question. The question was how to make a speed paint or contrast paint equivalent using our paints. The best way to do it is to take glaze and wash medium, mix it with whatever color that you want to make the speed paint or contrast paint equivalent out of. So let's say we use warm yellow as an example. I would use let me grab my glaze and wash medium as well so I can show it to y'all. Comes in a really large, crazy big bottle like this.
With a blue cap.
With a blue cap now. They have color-coded caps so you can know.
All of the bottles that have like a white liquid in them.
Mm-hmm.
In the 120 ml. So white primer, glaze and wash medium, nouche, and gloss varnish, maybe? I don't know if gloss varnish has one or not.
Here we go. Yeah, so gloss varnish has a clear.
Okay. Yeah, so
Boop, boop, boop.
now you just need to remember which one is which.
Yes.
And
Nouche is red.
A little bit quicker than having to
Glaze and
read the
wash
label
medium
every
is
time.
blue. And gloss varnish is clear. Yep, what colored lids indeed.
It kind of I mean, we kind of did that for us too.
We'll let you know when we have some available for you to buy.
Well, yeah, read the sticker, obviously, but we've had a lot of feedback that people want some way to distinguish the difference between these bottles because they do look very similar. So we did it.
So as far as the ratio is concerned, I typically will go, let's say like 5 parts glaze and wash medium to 3 parts or 2 parts warm yellow. And then I'll mix a little bit of water, not to like a wash consistency. I want it to be a little bit more applicable. I don't want it to like flood the recesses because I want to paint this on. It's supposed to cover the surface as well. So I don't like it to be as thin as I would make a wash. A wash, if you wanted to take it to a wash, you just thin it more, and you'll have a very good consistency for that. But this ratio should work for you. Basically, anything that's like 3 parts to 1 part, or like, I think 3 to 1 is a good ratio to start with, and then you can adjust it as your needs change. The other thing as well is when you use a more translucent paint, you don't need as much glaze and wash medium. So like, if you're using something like, here, like the Bright Jade. Bright Jade is a much more opaque paint, so you'd want to use more glaze and wash medium when you're doing that. So I might go like 5 to 1 or 4 to 1.
Use transparent.
You can use transparents as well. You'll get a great effect with them. You still want to use the glaze and wash medium because the transparents are super, super saturated out of the bottle. Okay. They require a significant amount of thinning to get them to the point where they are soft enough is a good term for it, not as intense, right? So if I wanted to make a transparent green, right, or if I wanted to make a green version of this, I can just mix it up for you right now and show you. So let me grab my transparent
we
green.
did this. Jason and I both painted these little, I don't even know what they were, using just like a primed model. We probably did like zenithal highlighting on it, and then just used transparent paints and glaze and wash medium, sorry. And painted the models super fast. We did it on stream, so you guys have seen it.
So this is transparent green without any thinning. It's really saturated, really punchy. It is still transparent, but it's really intense. And it covers almost like an opaque paint, right? So if we want to take that down to something that's not quite as intense, you take 1 part, boop, 2, 3 parts. Ooh, he's got a box, everyone.
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I have like 8 bottles of water though. For some reason. Seems like I keep doing this. Hydration is key,
more
children.
water.
Always have multiple bottles of water.
And then we're gonna mix it all up.
What's going on? What's in the box? I can say with assured, I can positively guarantee it is not Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
So the caps moving forward on Noosh, glaze and wash medium, white primer, and gloss varnish are all different colors.
Yeah.
Just because we want you to be able to keep them sorted. And for us too in fulfillment, we want to make sure that
it helps all of us.
It helps all of us. Helps all of us.
So this is a little thinner than I would have liked it to be, so I'll probably add the same mixture that I had before. And I will just, whoop, not that brush.
Avian, it's not lost on me that you said hello to the missing Jason before you said hello to the 2 people that are actually in the room with you.
I'm here.
Well, now,
I'm
was
not fake.
Several minutes ago. Good
I'm
afternoon.
not fake.
Good afternoon, missing Jason, Baby J, and Jen. And then now also hello attending Sophie. So you got 2 hellos.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan and I, who've been here the entire time, mind you, only got 1.
Avian, I got you.
What the heck, Avian?
I see you.
Whatever.
Whatever.
So and then he also
don't need your
wants to
love.
know when tomorrow is the bag available. Well, maybe for you, Avian, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, Avian, I got you. I got you. The bag is available during stream. I don't know what specific time that is. We stream
Sometime
from 2 to
during the
4.
stream. Gotta be here
It
to
could
find
be
out.
any time during that period.
Gotta be. You must be present to get that information. And I do sign the paychecks, so there's that.
I
So I don't pay you guys.
have 5 bajillion tiny dudes.
Oh, are these the things? Did they come in?
Yeah, these are Mark II.
Oh, switch it over so we can see them.
Oh, I don't think
Well,
they're.
are you still doing your demonstration though, Jordan?
Well,
I
we-
don't
I mean,
want
we
to
can
turn the
have both
camera
up.
off while you're
Oh,
in
I
the middle of
suppose.
answering a question.
This is what it looks like when you thin it down. So you can see how intense it is over here, and then you thin it down, and it has much lighter, softer application when you thin it and mix it to that kind of contrasty speed paint type effect. And you can make it more intense. You just add a little bit more of the transparent green. So you can really make it as strong or as light or as soft as you want it to be. You have full control over all aspects of what this ends up being. So you'll never end up with like a contrast paint or a speed paint that is not quite what you're looking for, because you can just make it exactly the way you want it to be. All right.
Okay.
Demo done.
Is Jason doing something that we need to see full screen?
No.
No. But it's cool.
I have T90.
What is that? Why
Yeah.
are they so small?
Exactly.
What is it?
These are miniatures. This is where the state of miniatures is going, babe.
I
They are
can't even
getting-
tell what that is.
They're getting
Oh,
mini
is it a little
miniatures.
space marine?
This is a little space marine.
This is a
Nice.
Mark II Horus Heresy Space Marine.
I'm so excited
Hi.
about this.
Why?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
because they're the only ones that can fit inside this Thunderhawk.
40K for ants?
This is 40K for ants.
so what did you think about the Thunderhawk?
The Thunderhawk was a pain in the butt to. Well, it wasn't that big of a pain.
Space Marinies. Teeny Space
Cool, though.
Marinies.
It's cool. It's
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the scaling of it.
Yeah.
I like these better because they just are
Oh.
one piece. And I got the tanks that I got are one piece. I did not know that. I'm very thankful though. Yes. Yeah, you can leave the compressor on. The Kratos tanks that I got, I had no idea they were 3D printed. I feel kind of jilted because I thought they were the real deal, but they came 3D printed, so they're all just done. So I thought that was cool.
Oh.
So I
Oh,
have
that's cool.
6 Kratos that are just done. So that's
Oh.
nice.
That's nice. Yeah.
And the guy threw in some rhinos that are really bitchin' and some land raiders that are really bitchin', and they don't even
Sweet.
have stats for land raiders.
Those are coming out on Saturday, by the
Oh,
way.
well, look at that.
Punisher said those are minis for your minis. Now even your minis can play their own version.
Yeah,
of
the
mini
minis can
warriors.
actually paint minis, but it has like a sergeant with a power sword.
Oh,
and,
that's actually really cool.
you know, pointy guy and
What I
down on his
did.
knees guy. I don't know what that's all about. But
Did you get any of the rocket launcher guys?
Well, these are assault marines. That's what.
It clicked when I got to next. That's when he's like,
yeah.
okay, I get it.
Yeah, I have all of them. There's plasma gun guys, flamer guys, melter guys.
He had an
Assault
itsy bitsy
cannon
teeny
guys.
weeny plastic model Space Marini.
What's that?
I just sang for you.
What was it?
He
Oh,
had a-
teeny weeny.
Itsy bitsy
plastic
teeny
model
weeny
Space
plastic
Marini.
model Space Marini that he painted for the first time today.
What Legion are you gonna do, or are you gonna do something custom?
Well, these are Terminators. Well, I think I've decided that I'm doing Imperial Fists.
Oh, that's gonna look so good.
Yeah.
That's gonna look so good.
I think I've decided I have to do Imperial Fists. Because, you know, I was thinking about it. When you paint models
So
this
good.
small, everything you do has to be able to have really high contrast.
Yes.
Because there's just not enough on them.
Yep.
And so it was between Imperial Fists and Ultramarines.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember us talking about this.
Yeah. And I don't know. What do we think, chat? He even gave me a bunch of bases.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they have all the little... Yeah.
The holes
Oh
cut
my
out.
gosh, so you put 5 of those guys on one little...
5 dudes on
Yeah.
a base.
They're like the old ones that I was building and painting before,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, he did
different
some.
faction.
He did some.
Now I want to see Harlequins painted in that scale. Baby J, go!
Yeah. 8 diamonds, go!
No.
No.
No, I'll show you how to paint Harlequins at regular 28 to 32 millimeter scale. We will not be attempting it on those. No, thank you.
Aw, you're no fun.
I'm lots of fun. I'm lots of fun. That part,
Not so much.
not so much.
Not so much.
The regular scale is so yesterday.
We paint in mini scale. What kind of minis are you painting? The mini ones.
Mini kind.
The super mini kind.
Grumbly Dumpus said I used those same sculpts against Baby J over Christmas break.
Mm-hmm. He beat me up at least once or twice with them.
With what?
Those sculpts.
Which sculpts?
The ones that you have.
The Mark II ones?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Oh, very
that's
cool.
what he had for all of his guys.
Oh, very cool. How
And-
could you not do... If offered Mark II, the answer is always yes.
Yes. When he was doing all... His stuff is all Death Guard,
Oh, okay.
so he likes to have all the kind of chonky...
So he's a trader.
He is a trader.
Okay, just checking.
Slayer Street, the caps, we've started using colored caps on our 120 ml bottles that contain any kind of white-ish liquid.
All the mediums.
The white primer.
No, the white primer
White
isn't.
primer still has black.
All the primers are black.
All the primers are still black. But the Glaze and Wash Medium, Noosh, Gloss Varnish, they all have colored caps now, just so that we can all tell them apart a little bit easier.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a thing?
Apparently.
Like, why is that a thing?
I don't know.
Does anybody know? Do they only open like halfway? Do they open all the way? Or is it budget rate X-Wing fighter? What are we talking about here?
I like having them down. personally.
Wish.com X-Wing fighter? I kind of want to leave them unglued right now so I can paint underneath there, but I guess it doesn't really matter, huh? They seem kind of stupid. Like, what are those things for? The Scrumbly Dumpus Death Guard. You don't know whether to be amused or terrified.
The answer is terrified.
At epic scale, you gotta do classic yellow fists and not the gray with yellow shoulder style. Yeah, I'd have to do just all yellow, I think. Yellow and black was my thought. I think that would work best for all of my epically epic scaled junk.
Epically epic scale.
Yeah, so I don't know. Feel like that's the right thing to do. Ultramarines still speak to me, though. I don't paint a lot of blue. So I was thinking painting like blue would be cool, too.
Blue
right?
would look great.
Because if I do it kind of like this, right?
Source, I was wondering the same thing. Why is it called epic scale when it is positively tiny?
Right. It never made sense to me.
Epic is
It's
think-
epic scaled battles.
Yes.
Because you get so many units on the table that it
It
feels
is an
more like
epic.
big war, as
Yeah.
opposed to when you're playing at this scale, you can only put so many dudes on the table.
I guess that makes sense.
But yeah, I agree. Epic was always a weird
Kinda
name
dumb.
for it. And they don't call it that anymore. It's called Legions
Legions Imperialis.
Imperialis.
Yeah.
6 to 8 millimeter scale because they couldn't figure it out.
Hey, Jade.
March
Hello,
is soon
Jade.
upon us. March is going to be a living hell.
It is.
Space Sharks is always the answer, but they
Is
weren't
that
around.
Megalodon.
But they weren't
Let's go
around in
some-
the heresy.
Oh.
It's not a thing. If you were to paint white armor, not grimdark but fantasy, what's a good order of colors you'd recommend?
Ooh, for fantasy? That's really interesting.
So white's always a color we talk about being able to start from any base. So if you want it to be like a clean armor, if you're going completely anti-grimdark, dirty feel, you can start with blues, purples, And then, move up by adding even something as simple as bright neutral gray to your blue to thin it out. Or you can jump straight from like a blue base to grays, or you can just start with the neutral grays and keep it, moving towards white so that it just has kind of a black and whitish feel. Really up to you. I do them the same. If I were doing Grimdark, I just let more of the dark underbelly color show. Like if I'm doing grays or browns to start with for something like that, it just lets more of the dark color show through, makes it feel dirtier. But if you start with blue and don't let a whole lot of it exist in the shadows, it can make the white feel cleaner with that cool feeling to it. Like, think like hospital walls kind of thing. It's epic in scope, says Wad. Yeah, exactly. It would be cool if the mini wings were like a detachable fighter ship.
Oh, like on the top?
Yeah, like if there was like a Xiphon
cool.
interceptor that was clamped in here.
Yeah.
That could launch off the back of it would be neat. But what are these for?
I don't know.
They're
I
wings,
do
they
know
flap, so they
that-
can fly.
So it does have like a hover mode.
Oh, Jen's got it.
Yeah.
They just
Little
this is
flappy
how it.
wings.
This is its motivation. Okay, it's yeah. Okay, Jen's got it.
I mean, duh.
We should literally
So
like
obvious.
put a RC motor in
Little
there and have
motor.
it be like me. Caw, caw. Then it has to be Raven Wing or Raven Guard.
Like freehand some feathers on
Caw, caw.
there. Freehand some feathers.
Game Delay said my birthday is in March. Does that make the month more hellish or less? It depends.
Yes.
Depends on if we have to like throw a party or something. If we have to do that, then it definitely makes it more hellish because we don't have time for that. We don't have time for the planning. But if you can come in and like say, "Hey, my birthday is tomorrow," and all we have to do is say happy birthday, then it's okay.
Yeah, it's like if I shake it hard enough, they
You're
flap.
shaking it.
Caw, caw.
We have to throw a party.
Oh, the
geez.
blue down in there is really cool.
I
The
don't have the
turquoisey
bandwidth for
color
that right
Oh, yeah,
now.
have you not seen
Really.
this
in the
yet?
pit.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. That's good. And the
Yeah.
rust around the outside.
Doesn't
is
it
awesome.
look so
Yeah.
good?
Killing it, baby J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
Killing
at the
it.
reflection of the water on his knee.
Yeah, I'm working on.
Oh, very cool.
on
Yeah,
building
So
the
good
that.
on
swimming
his
pool
face.
reflection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like
so
it.
good.
It just bumbles around. It's like bees. We don't understand how it flies, yet it does. They go. Zzz. Bumblebees are like orcs. They fly because they think they can.
That
It's
would be
pure
amazing.
determination.
The last Friday of the month, maybe just have a painting stream that day and let me come. Depends on
Man,
if they're
I think
here.
blue could look really good.
If they're gone.
Do you want
What
to?
is the
Because you can
last
always try it
Friday?
out on a couple of do 2 bases of Marines really quick.
Well, I did Ultramarine epic scale Ultramarines. I have like 5 epic scale Ultramarines and a
Oh.
Rhino around here, but it's 5 mil, so they're a little bit smaller.
Oh, okay. I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt to give it a shot. and
I'm
see.
doing yellow, damn it.
All right.
What days? You guys have that WonderCon the last weekend, right? Of March.
Ouch.
Yes.
Okay.
Right after Adepticon, whenever that is.
Sorry,
Yeah, we're back for
Angela.
2 days, and then we're at we're
and-
at WonderCon.
After I figure out the yellow for those guys, I have to paint this thing.
Yep.
Game Delay. We'll have to ask some of the other crew if they would want to
That's a
stream
hell
that
of a
day,
model.
because otherwise Jordan
Isn't
and
it
Jason are both gone.
rad? The base for it is amazing.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's not like just filled with stupid gribblies everywhere. I'm pretty surprised. It has just enough stuff to be cool. He doesn't have like 50 million little doodangly skulls.
He's got some on the back, but it's not egregious.
Oh, he does have a couple heads and things
Yeah.
back there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a big ghoul guy. It's the Ghoul King.
Is his name Usharon, something like that?
Some silly name.
Yeah.
Ted.
Ted.
This is
Ted.
Ted.
He looks like Ted.
This is Ted. Welcome to my TED Talk.
Oh, he would give a TED talk, I bet.
He would give
Yeah.
That guy would give a TED
a
talk.
heck of a TED Talk.
That guy would definitely give you a good TED talk. Too ghoul for school. Yes.
Can we talk for a moment about how excited I am for you to be painting this army yellow?
Yes.
I'm really excited about this.
Really?
Yeah. I think the game is really cool. I'm excited for you to be involved in it. And I'm also excited to have somebody around here painting a yellow army, because I have always loved Imperial Fist from a aesthetic perspective.
Yeah, they've
but
always
I've
been my favorite go-to. I just feel like
Yeah.
it's kind of.
I've just never done
I've
it.
painted so many Imperial Fists, but
Right.
I don't even care.
Wait, so which one are you excited about, Jordan? The little teeny ones?
The little teeny ones.
No, I'm just I'm excited for him to be doing this in general.
Well, but are you gonna play the game?
I have painted models for the game on stream already.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm
Well,
I'm not
him?
asking you, Jordan.
To
Oh,
keep
we're-
him excited, I'm going to say yes.
We're gonna get him to play.
So,
He's gonna have all the stuff. Why
to
have
get
all
him
the
to
stuff?
keep
in-
Jordan excited,
Jordan.
yes, chat, I will play. It
He has
depends.
a lot of
I'm
stuff
looking
for a
at
lot
like
of
how many
games, and how
points of this
often does
stuff
he
I have to
play?
paint. It's a lot. Like I tried to build a list, and I don't even have enough models to do 3,000 points that they say is the typical list size.
Well, you can always team up with somebody else. Do like a 2v2, which would be fun.
Law Dog wants to know where you got the Marines.
What's that?
Law Dog wants to know where you got the Marines.
Oh, I don't know. Etsy. And I'd have to go look. They aren't called like Mark II power armor. I just put Legions Imperialis on Etsy and you'll find them.
Yeah. If Scrumbly's here, he might be able to help you out.
I just didn't want the Mark VI Beakies. I'm big on Mark II, you know this. If you've been hanging out here for long. I never understand why we don't have more Iron Armor, Mark II, Mark III.
I love Mark III. Mark III, I think, looks awesome.
Why it all straight goes to... I was impressed that they did the Horus Heresy and released them all in Beakies, which was cool. But that was a late mark for the Heresy.
Source says thank you for the answer on glazing in Discord earlier today, Jason.
Oh, sure. Yeah, you can always, like, if you do a glaze and it's a little heavy and gives you a coloration you're not happy with, just go back and glaze the undercolor back over it, or just go in and start highlighting with more opacity over the top of the glaze. It's just another layer of paint, and because it's so thin, you can really just manhandle it. Do whatever you want to with it. I think that the coolest thing about painting in general, you know, is being able to redirect stuff very, very easily with acrylics, right? Whereas with oils or something, if you got a color you didn't really like, if anything you put on top, you got to wait days for it before you can go change the color, or you're going to get it all blended, and you may not want that color at all. You know, acrylics, you can just be like, all right, 15 minutes later, I'm changing the entire color of this model, no biggie. This is actually a pretty detailed model.
Yeah, they didn't mess around. Like, their tanks and all of their flyers and stuff are really nice. They're just virtually impossible to get still.
Yeah, they have not made this an easy game to acquire.
No.
Unless you want the stuff in the 2-player starter set,
Right.
right? Which everybody's box breaking on eBay and charging you an arm and a leg for.
Are they still charging an arm and leg for all that?
Oh my god. You can find like some cheap Marines,
Yeah.
but in general, no, it's all really expensive. And if you want anything from Imperial Aeronautica, you're
it's
screwed.
yeah.
I wanted some Storm Raptors. Nope.
Yeah.
They're up over like $100. I think I found them. Some guy was selling 3D printed ones for $50 a piece.
That's ridiculous.
Jess, hello. Killer Coddle, we do not sell them. No, they're just giveaways. We put one in every order that we ship out. And Source said, is it viable to glaze up, as in glaze in a brighter color?
Glaze brighter colors over darker colors?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. It actually makes highlighting in some cases for very broad surfaces where you don't have like an edge, you know, Space Marine shoulder pads being one that I can think of right off the bat. Glazing your highlights in is really good. You wind up glazing the general highlight in more, and then you go in with a more opaque highlighting at the very end where it's just like a small dot. You know, work your highlight into a small area with glazes, and then go with the final punch with a more opaque layer. Yeah, you can glaze bright colors over dark colors over bright colors.
Game delay, probably not at all. It might last maybe an hour. We do sell patches, though. Source said, if there's something I really want a Monument Hobbies guide on now, it would be painting all the tiny horns and skulls on Chaos models.
On what?
Chaos models?
For a guide?
A guide. Maybe like a methodology? I don't know. I'm not sure
I mean,
what he's saying.
a lot of that just kind of comes down to patience, right? Is there a particular aspect of it that you find challenging?
Oh, is it just because of the large volume of them? Because there's so many? Because don't they
Jordan did one that was like painting
on
bone, and that one works really well if you like that color. But you know, the same process would work well even if you wanted them to be like black claws and horns.
Right.
Right.
Jess, you picked us over Miniac? Thank you.
Ooh.
Are you really going back and forth? It's okay.
Yeah, he's going back.
Chaos Trim can go back to the warp and stay there.
Yeah, Chaos Trim. Yeah, no.
Oh, Wad, I remember the Star Wars Armada stuff, right?
You know, I've never played that game.
It's a great game, but holy hell, man, when you first started out, if you wanted Star Destroyers, they were robbing you blind.
Really?
Yeah, because they didn't deliver enough of them, I don't think, in the early release, right?
No, yeah, okay.
Colorcoded said, enjoyed the podcast with John and Scott. It was a good one. I really liked it.
I also enjoyed it.
I had a lot of fun. John and Scott are always cool to hang out with, but I thought the podcast was a lot of fun.
And, you know, honestly, too, when you came back from that trip, I could tell that you genuinely enjoyed it.
That what?
That you had genuinely enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah. No, I had a blast. I went with, you know, Scott was a little, I think, trepidatious because he didn't really understand if I was going to get any value out of being there on his show. And I was like, that's not why I'm coming. You know, I told him point blank, I said, I'm coming to hang out and do nerd stuff. You know, are you down? Because that's what we're doing. Hop in, we're doing nerd crap. And because of that, I think we had a blast.
Remembered that sound that was like trending in a bunch of social media videos a while ago. It was like something like, get in Sparkle Farts, we've got chaos to cause.
Get in Sparkle Farts, we got chaos to sow.
Oh, gosh. Sparkle Farts.
Sparkle Farts is like the best name ever.
Really
Yeah, I was about to say, I kind of love that.
Get in Sparkle Farts. Yeah, that was that trending TikTok thing.
Yeah.
Sparkle Farts.
That was the one that all the like stay-at-home moms were saying to their kids as they were picking them up from school, and the kids were like looking at their parents like, "What are you doing, Mom? You're not cool.
You're not cool, Mom.
Mom, you're not cool." I was like, "Mom's cool.
Yeah.
Mom's filming TikTok videos in the pickup line at."
Sparkle Farts is definitely my new nickname for Zambies.
Oh, gosh. That's actually really funny.
I kind of feel like she'd embrace it.
Yeah, she would. Oh yeah, you're playing that game with Zambies at Adepticon, right?
Warcry.
Nice.
She's asked me to come teach her how to play war games. Is she in chat?
No.
Because I'm in trouble if she's in chat.
I don't think she's in chat.
I'm in big trouble.
Although this would be the time that she would pop in and be like, hello.
She's like, excuse me? Excuse me?
I heard my name.
Excuse me?
Somebody might have let her know.
Excuse me?
But yeah, you never know.
She's got ears everywhere.
She does have ears everywhere.
She really does. Zambies has got like one of the most voracious like
Watt hasn't told her yet.
communities. Yeah, Watt is completely gonna rat us out. Okay, so Jason said
Sparkle Farts. So good. That's so funny.
Jess said, "What unit are you using, Jason?"
Huh?
What unit are you using?
Unit?
I don't know. I'm just
I don't
reading
know.
the questions. Cannot add any context.
What do you mean, what unit? This is a Thunderhawk. Airbrush, you mean? I'm using our XG.
Oh, for Warcry.
Oh, I'm using
Your
the Jim knows the answer to this. The Ogre,
Oh,
the Gorger Maw
Gorger
Pack.
Maw Pack.
Gorger Maw Pack.
Gorger Maw
I
Pack.
forgot about those.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I painted them. I got ahead of it. I painted them long
Yeah, that was
before
a
I
long
needed
time
to. So
ago.
I've met the due date. I got some details I need to do. I was looking at them the other day and I go, oh, I never really finished these. They still have some stuff I need to do, like just little bitty details. I didn't paint the arrows that are stuck in all their arms and stuff, you know. The gribbly bits. All the board GW sculptor stuff. I didn't meet the quota of 9,000 bits on this model. Must add more.
Must add more. Hey man, is at least I don't know if it's as bad as like rivets on old War Machine models.
You can see,
Those
and
rivets are
God
pretty
bless them.
crazy.
I love the guys over there at Privateer. But looking at the new models where they're 3D printing them, and now they can get away with even more murder because they're 3D printed models.
Yep.
They have more crap on them now than they ever have.
Mm-hmm.
Holy bonkers. Some of the trolls, I'm like, okay, look, dude. I think we need to set a limit of 1 starfish
Not 12.
per troll. When we get to a baker's dozen, we got problems.
Yep. And that's not even an exaggeration. There literally are like 12 on most of those models.
Yeah, it's just it's like what are those? I call them sphincters. The
I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
the barnacles.
Oh yeah, okay.
They look like little sphincters all over the thing's
Yep.
body.
Yeah. Yes. I
do, right?
I know exactly what you're talking
They
about.
do, right? I'm not lying.
I knew what you were talking about visually. I could not remember what it was called.
Sphincter.
Finished
Sphincter.
all the Chumley Bumps on the leader, but couldn't stand to paint the Wiggum Giggums on the basic soldiers.
That's funny.
Chumley Bumps on the leader, but couldn't stand to paint the Wiggum Giggums on the Wiggum Giggums.
Chat, you're giving us a whole bunch of new, wonderful little treats,
Wiggum Giggums.
nuggets.
That's got to be it right
Chumley
there, dude.
Bumps and Wiggum Giggums.
Like, lay off the Wiggum Giggums. The Chumley Bumps. I'm never going to remember those.
I'm not either. Game Delay, can you help us remember these fantastic new terms that you've created?
What's that?
I'm asking Game Delay to remind us of them.
Yeah,
so
you
like
gotta-
when we
you gotta
get to
cue us in
something
on
on a
those.
model, like, oh, there's so much stuff on this, you gotta remind us that they're called Chumley Bumps and Wiggum Giggums.
Chumley Bumps. GW, I'm going to need you to lay off the Chumley Bumps.
Will this also make it on the vocab test? That's it. We need to make a vocab list.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! So what's your process going to be for building up this yellow?
Ta-da!
Just done?
This
Hey, look, it's yellow!
I'm gonna paint it yellow.
Look at
I'm
that.
gonna
Okay.
spray it with
Probably
gold
gonna
and
use
yellow,
some yellow paint.
and then put decals on it.
Oh.
Notice how I said decals.
Have you got the decals?
Trying to talk like a Canadian.
Uh-oh. Wad, we were just talking about how there's a few months where we've got nothing going on. And one of those months was June. Wad said, Jason and or Baby J, if you don't have anything going on at the first week of June, you should come out to TMX, which is Uncle Adam's Con.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Adam and Vince's new game will debut. Zambies is being added to the painting class lineup with Sam, Vince, and Ninjon. It's going to be a fun weekend for sure.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. It's something I wish I would have gone to last year. We have
Our decals, which you put on while drinking Capra Sun.
Capra
Oh,
Sun.
gosh.
Decals and Capra Sun. I can't help it if these people around here can't speak.
We have no capabilities of saying English words.
I mean, I understood what you just said right there.
We have no special base for special speaking
Okay, now
words
you're
English.
now you're stumbling.
The trick is to be focused on something else.
Big Bob,
And
we
trying
have
to
been
say
there
things.
for so long
We've been there
that we've
and
worn
left
out our
and we're back
welcome.
again. That's how long we've been there.
We've worn out our welcome. They've served us with eviction notices. Now we're squatting. That's how long it's been, Bob.
Are we there
The
yet?
question is, Bob, are you there yet?
We are officially squatting.
Yeah. Big Bobzilla, are you there yet? Because if you're there, then we're there.
Heck yeah, I got a tent. I can join you.
Squatters' rights, baby. Well, I've been here and ain't nobody else been here, so I must own it.
That's...
Source wants to know if you guys have any books on miniature painting that you would recommend.
I don't have a book on miniature painting that I would recommend, but there is a good book on light and color that I would recommend.
Yes.
By James Gurney.
Oh, a lot of people have been talking about that recently. I've been hearing
Book
that.
is incredible.
Yeah,
it is literally the best book I have ever read on that has it taught me a lot.
Yeah, I think you would be best served with getting like light and form books that are more for standard art.
Yeah.
And developing volumes, things like that are going to help you more in miniature than any miniature painting book. I say that. There are miniature painting books out there that have shown like process of putting paint on a miniature, but you get that everywhere. So really what is the prime thing you want to be focused on is how to introduce light and contrast and volume onto surfaces. And if you start with the books that talk about how to do it on 2D surfaces, you'll develop skills that will make your models look incredibly better.
Yeah.
Just almost, I dread to say overnight, because everybody takes their own time to get there. But
that reminds me, I need to go buy another copy of it because I gave away my last one to the guy who I was teaching to paint.
that's not the smartest thing you've ever done.
Giving it away to
It's
somebody.
It's very generous, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Here we go.
okay, hold on. The book is really inexpensive. You can buy it on Amazon for like $16 or $18. You can get it delivered the next day.
Here we go.
So I will probably go home and buy another one.
Ghost Hunter, that's a good one.
I've also already read it. But it is a good reference to have.
Repeat the name, please.
Color and Light.
Color and Light
James Gurney.
by James Gurney.
It'll have a bunch of pictures from Dinotopia in it.
You're learning. You're wanting to
one step
learn
at a time.
techniques beyond light and color. Are we talking about like brush techniques, like painting, like glazing and blending and things like that?
One book at a time.
If you're looking for like brush techniques and things, then I don't have a fantastic solution in mind for you.
I think books are probably not the best for brush techniques. I would recommend
Videos, probably. better.
videos or in-person tutorials for that sort of thing, because it's easier to relay that information in that sort of environment. It's really hard to pick up brush techniques when you can't see the motion happening, which is why books don't really do a good job for that. They're better for theory and understanding how, the rules of how light works and things like that, and conceptual stuff.
Yeah, Vince's hacks series, just because you say that word hacks, Vince's hobby hacks or whatever it's called are really great ways. He goes pretty in depth. But again, you need to find something that speaks to you, speaks in a way you find yourself listening. But I agree. I think video is your best bet.
It also is like a personal, may not be the right way to explain it, but it is kind of almost a really personal thing to teach. Like everybody approaches things a little bit differently. You will take the things that you learn and you'll incorporate them in different ways than you would initially be taught, because it might work better for you. But the concepts and kind of the initial motions will make sense, and you'll use those, but you'll adapt them for your own style over time. because I used to two brush blend exclusively when I worked at Privateer
what about
Press,
those books
and now I do something very different, but also the same.
that are like, okay, so I know that like Aaron Lovejoy has one.
Yeah, the Art of books
Elizabeth.
that Dave Taylor does.
Yeah. Are those?
I don't think
Those are more
those
exploratory about the artist.
Yeah.
They talk. Some of them talk about their style of painting, but they're more like biography books about the artist and show
Gotcha.
their works and stuff.
Okay.
Fantastic books for just getting to enjoy the artwork of some of your favorite artists, for sure. Yeah, but those are not really. And the Angel books are great, but they may be hard for you to get. Number one, and number two. You may not take away as much as you wish you could from them because they skip some steps.
They're very
good.
airbrush heavy. I used to own a copy. I actually think I might still own that copy of it.
We've got copies around here.
Yeah, it's very airbrush heavy because he uses a ton of airbrushing in his process. So the brushwork is pretty minor. And if you're not using the combination of brush and airbrush, the techniques that you're learning from that book have less impact, because that's how the process is designed to work, right?
I think, Ghost Hunter is saying I need painting events to be closer to Florida. I think you might be surprised at how many painting classes are actually offered out there. Like, we had someone contact us today talking about it's very cool. I just realized your paint is now being sold in this store where I've been going to painting classes that have used your stuff for a long time, and now I can buy it there. And so a lot of game stores will have painting events.
Yeah.
If yours doesn't, maybe ask them if they would consider bringing in some teachers.
And I'll throw this in
Always
there.
good painters
You may
and-
see a local painting class, and it may be from an artist you have no idea who they are. They're a local artist. You may look at their work and not be blown away, but you would still be doing yourself a favor to go.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Because everybody may show you a trick that they've learned along the way, and they may not be rarefied air painters, but they may be able to get you to the next level without having to worry about it.
Yeah,
They may show you something that
especially
you
as a
never thought of,
beginner.
and you're like, oh, damn.
Especially as a beginner painter, even if you have an art background, just thinking about miniatures differently, will help. And if you've never taken a painting class, highly recommend it.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I had more opportunities to take painting classes from artists around the world. I just don't. I go to these shows and I am at this. I'm at the booth.
Yeah.
So you guys have the benefit of being able to go to all these shows and get all these amazing classes. I strongly believe that there is something to be learned from everybody who picks up a paintbrush. Doesn't matter what level you're at, because every single person does it differently.
Yep.
Nobody does it exactly the same. I mean, you look at my painting and how I paint versus how Jason paints. We are so different in how we approach painting, but you can see that we both get amazing results, right? So everybody has something that's really interesting and nuanced in how they approach it that you can learn, and if not incorporate into your own way of painting, just having that knowledge is something that's really important, because it might eventually come up in the future. You may be working on something and be like, oh, I remember how this person approached this. This might be a good way to tackle this particular problem, right? So it's always nice to have, file all that information away in the cabinet of knowledge in your brain for you to pick up and peruse and pull
And I
from
mean,
later.
even as simple as going to our YouTube channel and searching wet blending, searching glazing. We have videos on there that are outtakes from the live stream
Well, and here's something
that
too.
literally show you everything you need to know.
Is that there are, like on our new video and stuff, people are like, oh, it's too long. Well, how do you want, if you really want to learn something?
Yeah, the guy was like, do you have anything under 40 minutes?
Yeah,
and I was like, well, it takes 40 minutes to get good.
You got to give the time
Sorry.
to it. Yeah.
Yeah, there are definitely aspects of painting that you can learn in a quicker time, but being able to truly absorb that information, you're going to
Nothing
end up...
you can learn in under 40 minutes is worth learning, in my opinion, if it's something that you're trying to actually focus on, because you're going to spend way more than that messing around getting it wrong. So yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, Houdini 7, we don't have time for that kind of talk around here. So no, that's not true. Yeah, again, the techniques. It might not be what you're, the concepts that they're focusing on. Like James Iram is saying, most of the local gaming stores focus on Warhammer in my area, but it's still a great idea to learn ideas or techniques, getting inspiration for color schemes, practicing techniques. But you have to be able to look at that and say, okay, well, I know I don't really paint Warhammer, but I can use this technique on these other
It's all the
models that I
same.
do paint.
Warhammer's just the vehicle to show you the technique. So Jen's got it exactly right. You can go and sit and somebody will show you how to glaze a Space Marine and you're like, I'm never going to paint a Space Marine. Who cares? Glazing doesn't
But you wanna
change
learn glazing.
based on the
Yep.
model you're painting. The concept is exactly the same no matter what. Same on a canvas as it is on a model. I don't do anything different when canvas painting versus painting 3D models, other than canvas painting takes longer because I have to create all the volumes from scratch, right? They don't exist in a physical form like they do on the model. There's nothing to guide you on a canvas. But the techniques are the same. Thinning your paint down.
What are you using right now? Is that a burnt
Burnt
orange?
orange.
Nice. I've been singing my praise for burnt orange lately.
Great color. Especially when doing anything in the yellow gold range.
Yep.
It's just such a great way to kickstart yellows.
Yep. It's one of the colors I am using very heavily on this model.
Big Bobzilla said, I beg to differ. I believe you have your Rob Boss hat on when canvas painting. Jess, that's a great idea. Watching makeup videos, like instructional makeup videos to understand lighting and painting faces.
I'm completely ignorant on makeup, so I don't know if that's I can't speak to that.
Well, there's this whole thing now with makeup where, especially on like TikTok, and I'm sure on YouTube and stuff for a long time, but now there's this whole thing of like contouring and like using different colored makeup to change the way your face looks, like completely change the shape of your face and all that.
Yeah.
Which would be great for like shadows and stuff like that on
Well,
your
huzzah,
Yeah, you can. I've
Painting
seen people
faces.
that like
Throw back
thin
my
their
legs.
cheeks
Yeah,
out
yeah,
by creating
exactly.
false
They can
shadows.
make their nose look different. The Kardashians do it.
Oh well, then by all means, go watch those videos.
And by all means.
But how effective is it? Because they look totally different when they don't have makeup on.
I mean, they look
That's
totally
the
different every
point.
time you see them, don't they?
That's the
They're
point.
like doppelgangers.
Red Yeti, thank you for the sub.
Want to thank you, Red Yeti.
Just feather a little bit of the burnt orange over the purple so that we're giving a deep shadow color on the bottom.
Oh, Red Yeti at Gen Con went to a cosplay makeup class to help paint women's faces.
That's cool.
Had a hard time making my model soft enough, and it helped a lot. Dicky B Stumble said, come on, Jason, you paint your nails, so airbrush your face. He doesn't need to.
You may have missed the point.
He doesn't need it. He's naturally beautiful.
Naturally beautiful.
Naturally
No
beautiful.
enhancements needed.
I mean, my whole job here is to be the sexy one.
Yeah.
So let's just get that straight.
Yep. I'm not winning that bucket. Nope.
Get
Have
that-
you looked at this? I don't wear a whole lot of makeup. I am not the expert.
Jen barely wears any
I
makeup.
hardly wear any makeup at all. Tired of that.
Tired
I
of
did that for too long. I've embraced the fact that this is what I look like. Deal with it. Just paint Jason's face. Again, he doesn't need it.
Dead sexy.
Perfection.
Dead sexy.
I'm dead sexy.
That's right. Lord Commanders don't need makeup.
They're Lord Commanders.
Lord Commanders. We don't have time for such things.
I can't imagine spending the kind of time to do all of that every morning.
I mean, it's important to some people.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Just fine.
there's no judgment. It's just
I used to get up and put
it's a lot of time.
full makeup on every day before going to work. Do my hair every single day before going to work. It was just too much work.
A lot.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot.
LT.
I like this gen because this gen is ready to go.
I'm pretty quick.
This gen is ready to go before I am.
Pretty quick.
Throw back
20
my
minutes or
legs
so.
and pollute
Are
my
you
britches with
busy
delight.
doing your hair and
He's
makeup?
busy doing his hair.
I'm busy trying to put my shoes on.
Yeah. All right.
I'm usually wandering around, don't have my shoes on, don't have my hat,
Petting the dog.
half clothed. She's like, "You ready yet?" I'm like, "Oh, damn."
LT said, "Hey, hobby nerd, did you know that your Go Bag Neo page there are no dimensions listed? Inquiring trolls want to know."
No, the dimensions will be up on the actual product page when the product's launched. That's just
They're
the
not
splash page.
available yet.
That's just the splash page. They'll be available tomorrow, and that has all the dimension stuff. The Neo though is 9.5, just under 10 inches wide. I think 13 inches tall, and at its deepest point is like 10 inches deep. I think it's literally just a tad smaller than half the Evo size because it's a hair shorter overall.
Red Yeti wants to know if there will be any demos at Adepticon of gameplay for the upcoming game.
If we have production ready or retail ready samples, then yes, we're planning on bringing them. We just don't know the timing on when we'll have the actual ready to sell samples. If all goes well, there may be a quantity on hand at Adepticon to sell. We're not guaranteeing that because, again, production times being what they are, but it would be really cool if we could, advance ship out 100 of them to the show and the first 100 people get it and then nobody for, a month or two before real launch.
That
So
could be fun.
have some fun with it.
And hi, LT, by the way. Hello, how are you? It's been a while. Someone's got to be lazy on the couch with the puppers.
Yellow ochre.
Someone's gotta be
Yes,
lazy.
I don't know what that was in response to, but it is a fact.
But it is a fact.
Yeah, there's no fighting that one. We're in
So-
that humidity doing weird crap. The paint is like burping on me.
Yeah.
Like we've
Yep.
traveled, right? Have you seen that?
Yeah. It's been happening to me a little bit today. It's starting to incorporate some of this blue into this gold metallic here. Slowly.
It's 31%, which is ideal humidity, according to the weather app.
Ideal for who?
Exactly.
It's not ideal for my bottles of
They're
paint.
not specific about that.
Yeah.
Weather is so weird right now.
It is a little odd. Very dreary couple of days.
A weird time of year. Oh wow, that was like purple a minute ago.
Mm-hmm. Man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said that was purple just a couple minutes ago.
Yeah.
Keep forgetting to burp your paints after stormy weather comes through. Game delay. It's like a baby, you gotta burp it or they get fussy.
Do they now?
Weird time of year in Arizona between nice winter and melty summer. Yes, that's exactly it. It was a very mild winter. Like, we didn't have very many cold days this winter. Kind of disappointed.
Jen. Kind of disappointed.
I am. 73% humidity. Ugh. And didn't you say, what? It was like 70 degrees?
My joints and my sinuses would just be, I'd be dead.
It's only, I mean, it's only 75 here today. You guys are about the same as what we have today here in Arizona. Oh, wow. Jade said they're under a severe storm warning and tornado watch, and then snow between 3 and 6 a.m. Temps are going to swing about 30 degrees tonight.
Where's this?
They're in Wisconsin? Illinois? Midwest somewhere. Iowa? Not Iowa. Well, I have on a long sleeve shirt and a sweater today. So, yes.
I'm impressed because I'm very warm today.
Jason turned the AC on in here yesterday. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I had to turn the AC on. It was hot as balls in my office.
We're at that point of year where it's not necessarily hot, but it's very stuffy.
Yeah, that's the that was
Yeah.
the thing. It was just really stuffy.
And your big windows don't open. So. Whoa, Bakamaru said in Texas they had 88 for the high today.
Whoa.
But
That's
then
really hot.
53 for the next 2 days. And then 80 for Friday. Isn't that like a sign of a bad storm?
In Colorado, yes.
Oh, not in Texas.
Sometimes in Texas, it'll give you like a gully washer.
What's a gully washer?
Uh,
Never heard of that before.
Oh, I was
it's
going to
where
ask everyone
it's like
today.
flash flooding, like
Oh,
where you
okay.
get so much water torrentially real quick that it like knocks you off your motorcycle.
Oh, interesting.
Knocks
Okay.
kids off their bicycles all the time.
I meant to ask everybody else today out there if they knew what bonbons are. And I forgot.
What are
Bonbons.
the cakey things?
Well, just the expression of sitting around eating bonbons.
Oh yeah, sit around eating bonbons
I
all
used
day.
that expression yesterday, and Jordan was like, "What?" He didn't know what it
I
was.
didn't
Freaking
know.
And so I-
housewives sitting around eating bonbons all day.
Exactly, and then so I was going to ask some of the other younger people. if
I
they
guarantee
knew.
you, almost all of them, unless they have somebody in their friends or family that uses it on a regular basis.
Gabe,
I have no
have you
idea.
ever heard the expression of someone sitting around eating bonbons?
Gabe.
Gully Washer sounds like a regional soda.
Yes. Oh, man. Why do you have to know everything, Gabe?
Well, because Shannon is his mom.
That's all. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
That was probably, I kind of knew that
That might be.
Gabe would
Yeah.
know it.
He had to do a lot of studying because she was lying to him all the time.
Christopher, if you're listening, do you know what bonbons are? What bonbons I do know. He said, I know,
I know
nothing,
nothing.
but bonbons I do know. We did determine that he has not seen Married with Children. We know that.
Hate to do it to y'all, but you know, can't lie to you.
You haven't
Well,
seen
it
that
was-
movie?
No.
Yeah, we talked about the reason for that. I wouldn't expect that someone
Of my age.
of your age would know like the 80s and 90s sitcoms. There's so many of them. I was not expecting. Christopher knows what bonbons are. Philip, are you still here? Have you heard the expression sitting around eating bonbons?
He's older than me.
Like, who else is out there that I can ask?
So is Chris. Both of them are older than me. Not by a lot. I don't
Gabe's
think.
not older than you.
No, Christopher is. So.
Christopher is.
Yeah.
Christopher's 64 with 18 children.
Yeah. He's
That
told us
tracks.
Don't let him lie to you.
LT knows it, but he's as old as me, so
That also
that
doesn't
seems
help.
right.
Getting closer.
Who's your favorite bonbon eater, and why is it Philip? 18 that he knows of.
You know who wasn't first today? Philip.
Oh, Chris said he's 66, actually.
Nice dingy yellow. Purple gives us a cool shadow underneath. Dingy, dirty yellow up top. Makes it easy to just slap a wash on these small ones that have good detail on them and not have to worry about too much.
Are you gonna run a lot of the airplane stuff if you can get it?
A lot of what?
The airplane stuff?
No, I think it's just this one.
Okay.
I mean, if I could grab some...
Interceptors?
No, I want the...
Oh, they're Fire Raptors.
The Fire Raptors or Storm Talons.
Yeah, one of them is a transport ship, the other one is like a boat. A gunboat of some kind.
Gunboat, yeah. I think
Ooh,
the Fire
that's a
Raptor is
good
the
one,
gunboat and the Storm
Avian.
Talon is the...
Something like that, yeah.
Jason's using purple for shadows. It must be a Tuesday. It must be a day that ends.
It may be a day that ends in Y.
That is more accurate.
I mean, no two models look alike. All use the same color.
Grace Christopherson said, I'm really enjoying seeing robots and spaceships painted. I feel like I don't see it as often as fantasy stuff.
As fantasy stuff?
Mm-hmm.
We generally, I think we paint more sci-fi than not.
I think so too. I mean, I painted a lot of Horse Heresy stuff on here. I did some robots. Or not robots. I did the tanks back when I was doing the Legion stuff. And then I did some of the Dragon for Tomb Kings. That was fantasy.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, Gesundheit, Gabe. Or that's Chris, maybe? One of the two. Chris, Gabe.
One more time, I kill you.
One more time, I kill you.
Oh, Lumberjack Tim's got the dark name today. Hello, Lumberjack Tim.
Timbo, the man of the Fang. It's Tim of the Fang.
Gabe
You gotta
said
call
that
him
was
Tim
not
of the
me.
Fang.
Tim of the Thing.
Mr. Toofs.
Oh,
Mr.
and
Toops.
not necessarily on our channel, just in general.
Oh, yeah. Fantasy, it's weird, right? Because, like, Space Marines can get really boring because there's not a lot to them. The repetition, I know, hits a lot of artists hard. Fantasy models tend to give you a lot more leeway with what you can do model to model. But it also goes in cycles. Like when 40K's got something really bitchin' going on, then there'd be a lot more Space Marines being painted online. AOS got something going on, maybe you see more fantasy.
I expect there
Fantasy generally gives you more textures to play with. But like with our texture trainers, the next one we have coming out is a sci-fi bounty hunter, and he's got a ton of really cool textures. In kind of a Boba Fett, old man Boba Fett kind of way.
Baka said, I can't state enough. We are happy that Jason came back from buying smokes at the corner store.
It's nice to have
They
Jason
like
back.
having you back.
I contemplated going to a further away store. I really did. But they called me back.
And yes, Avian, the movie Overboard, I think, is definitely something that would make you think of bonbons. She was a bonbon eater before she fell overboard.
Warm yellow. Jello.
Yellow.
Yellow?
Yellow?
Yellow. Yellow. Hello.
Is this thing on?
My grandparents used to answer the phone like that.
Yellow?
Yellow?
Yellow? Midwesterners. Can't trust them. Like those damn Pennsylvanians. Their funny teeth. And the misuse of the word yet.
I answer the phone, ahoy, because I think I am funny. I mean, that was funny. You are, Baka. Can't trust Midwesterners? Oh, sure, you betcha.
Oh, sure, you betcha.
Here I've got to kind of get down and dirty and get the paint into just the center of the panels. I can't do as much of an overall spray because the model's so small. I'll lose other color real quick.
LT, you're watching the newest season with the girl from Ted Lasso.
What?
There's a new season of Fargo. Well, I don't know if it's new.
Of
It's
Fargo, yeah.
Fargo. The most current season of Fargo has
The marketing, ditzy marketing girl.
Keely.
Oh, yeah, Keely. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the current season.
Yeah, it's just okay. The first season was good. So LT is just watching the first season. First season was good. Second season was okay. Third season was meh. Fourth season, we made it through like 2 episodes. And then the current season, I think we're maybe on 3 or 4.
I don't know that we're going to watch it.
Do we want to watch it? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like it.
Yeah, it's a shame.
We're not super motivated to continue. And thank goodness True Detective is over.
I heard that most recent season was horrible.
Of what?
True Detective?
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like we were every episode at the end. We're like, do you know what's going on? I don't know what's happening. What is this?
I have a struggle with it because I get the story when we finally finished it, and I get the story they're telling, right? And they took a really janky way of getting there. You know, they do the whole like they did in the first one, which is kind of cool. They take what appears to be semi supernatural and then bring it back to human normality in the end. So it has a neat. I like that, you know. But yeah, I don't. The personal journeys and stuff were.
Well, and then so I didn't realize when we watched the episode that we watched this weekend, I didn't realize it was the last one, and so it felt like though everything happened in the last like 15 minutes of that episode. And I as I was watching it, I'm like, oh well, thank goodness this is happening because now I don't have to watch any more episodes of this show because I'm figuring out the only thing I really wanted to know.
And that's the end.
Yeah. And then I'm like, this has got to be the end because they are wrapping everything up right now. But it literally was in the last few minutes of the episode, I felt like. True Detective.
I was told to watch the second season, third season, first season in that order.
First season's the only one worth watching.
First season was good. The second one, or no. The one before this, so I think the third season.
Right.
I didn't mind the third season. I thought the third season was good.
Yeah.
The second season I didn't watch.
Oh, really?
I was like, nah, I don't really like it.
The second season?
The second season I didn't watch.
The second season has
It's the guy from
Irish guy.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Oh, okay.
And Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
And I liked it. It was really gritty. It was very anti-hero-ish. They played on that part of the first one because Matthew McConaughey was kind of the anti-hero.
Yeah.
So they played really deep on that with Colin Farrell's character. You like the bad guy better than the good guy in that one, kind of thing.
I didn't watch that one.
But yeah, I don't think they've captured the essence of True Detective in any of the ones past the first one, unfortunately.
I liked the last season because it had the past and the present. I thought that was kind of
that one was cool. Yeah. With I never remember that guy's name, but he's great. Ali.
Yeah.
Mahershala
Ali. Yeah.
Yeah, and
he was great.
Stephen Dorff.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
That one was good.
I think Mahershala Ali is a fantastic actor.
He's fantastic.
I am excited
really
to see him do other things. But
Isn't he supposed to be Blade?
Yeah.
But now they're not doing that?
Who knows?
I heard they weren't doing that anymore.
Rotten Tomato just said he's going to be Blade.
They've canned that, I think.
They have hit like worse and worse and worse and worse release over the past couple of years as far as movies are concerned. So I think they're doing some damage control right now. Because Marvel is really struggling to make a good movie right now. It seems.
Oh yeah, definitely 100%.
because Marvels was not well received. Madam Web is doing even worse, which is hard to believe.
I think they just announced there won't be any more Ms. Marvel movies.
Really?
Yeah. I think they tried to spin it like, oh yeah, that summed up the story we were trying to tell. I'm like, well,
I just Googled it, and as a quick synopsis, Mahershala Ali recently told Entertainment Weekly that he is feeling optimistic about his upcoming Marvel movie Blade, in which he will star as the comic book vampire hunter. The film, which won't begin production until next year, has had a dramatic development period, to say the least. That's from December.
oh yeah, because they told us he was going to be Blade 3 years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
4
many
years
years ago.
After Endgame, when they did the big announcement at Comic-Con, I think it was the last Comic-Con they were at, where they talked about what the stage 5 or 4, whatever it was.
What's coming next?
What's coming next?
Yeah.
And they announced him and a bunch of other projects.
They announced the X-Men stuff.
Yeah, the X-Men stuff, which hasn't happened.
Grizz, they're all very excited because they're planning an outing to see it on Friday.
Yep, we bought the tickets today.
Yeah.
We
I'm
got,
so excited. Did we get
Grizz
good
said
seats?
it's
we got really good
awesome.
seats. Dead center, 4 and 4.
Oh, yes.
8 of us are going.
He said if you're a book dooner like me, you'll have some thoughts, but overall it's pretty awesome. As far as sci-fi, it's damn good.
So, I was told, I mentioned this to Jen earlier, but I was told by a friend of mine who is extremely critical of things. Don't worry, Spencer, I love you. Your criticisms are generally very good and well-founded.
Every time you have to preface it like that, Spencer, he's lying. He's lying to you.
He has he has very strong opinions, and he doesn't like a lot of things. He finds a lot of things to be fine or okay. So he thought that the first Dune movie was good. He felt like it wasn't as faithful to the books as he might have liked. The second movie I talked to him about yesterday because he went to see it early, and he said it was one of the best movies he's ever watched. So I was like, "Whoa, okay, that's some high praise coming from somebody who doesn't do high praise."
What Brian Herbert said,
So
right? Frank Herbert's son, who
Yeah.
has been finishing all of the Dune stuff and writing with Kevin J. Anderson, is Brian Herbert initially said the same thing that a lot of us did. That he was pleased. I'm sure his family's making a lot of money off of it, so he has to be happy about it to some extent. But he said that it was a little cumbersome, the first one. They did not do a lot of the detailing that needed to be done as a standalone movie, but that when he sees the second one, that together they form the best single interpretation of his father's works of all time.
wow.
But he was very exacting on saying that it as a complete
You have to see
impression.
Yeah.
Because 2 will fill in the gaps that 1 left open, that some people are saying as purists that, well, those things didn't get talked about in the books until later. And it's like, yeah, but as a standalone movie, I was afraid they were going to lose people because they never talked about what was going on. They never let you know who the players were.
Well, yeah, because there's all this political stuff going on, and you don't really know any of it in the first movie.
Well, yeah, and you don't in the book.
Right, exactly.
Because the book does the same thing the movie did. But as you're telling it in a movie, it seems like you would want to front load some of that stuff.
Right.
Take some artist license with it and let people know who had maybe had never seen it. Because you're talking to a whole generation of people that are, probably never even read the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the first one was spectacular. I'm very excited for the second one. So,
Mike, are the popcorn buckets for Dune? I've seen those on the internet.
what's that?
There's some movie right now that has a specialty popcorn bucket. and
Probably.
it's very strange.
Oh, is it? Like a sandworm? No? Oh.
It's for Dune. Okay.
No, I'm curious.
What are you talking about? Blade? Been pushed back to November 7th, 2025.
LT says you treat book versus movie things. You treat the books and movies as similar stories set in the same universe rather than expecting them to be replication.
Yeah.
I think Dune has done a really good job of being the book. A really faithful telling of the book. But,
The buckets
people that are
I
purists.
don't know what a sandworm is, so I didn't know that's what it was. I just know it looks weird.
purist from a standpoint of panel to panel. You know, like when you watch Sin City, Frank Miller's Sin City movie that they did.
Oh yeah.
When you watch that and you watch things like 300, right? 300 is literally a panel to panel redo of the comic book in film.
Is it really?
Literally.
Huh.
Like there's probably a couple of them that are out of sequence, but that's how Frank Miller told the story. Was cinematic, frame to frame, high intensity drama in comic. It's a great comic. And when I watched it, I was like, I think literally that's frame by frame the comic book.
That's awesome.
And it's done really stellar. Same with the Sin City stuff. It was done very, very close. To where it looked like you were watching a motion comic book, which I thought was great.
Sword. Hello.
But I think it's easier with comic books because there's already a visual precedent set.
Yeah.
You know, with other fiction like Dune, there was no visual precedent set. So you're starting from a point of what I always say is that when we read books, we each form our own visual in our head of what the book is like.
Yep.
And so you can never please everybody because I guarantee your vision is different than mine.
Yeah.
It may say that she had blonde hair. So we both have an image of a woman with blonde hair.
Right.
But yours is totally not. If you could draw specifically what you see in your mind and I could draw specifically what I see in my mind, it's very rare that an author, even one that goes to extraneous lengths to get super detail like Anne Rice or something, we would still not draw the same picture.
Well, the thing that kind of works out really well for me when it comes to like reading books and internalizing them in my head, the movie that plays in my head, like people don't really have faces. Like I don't render, those images don't render out to the point where I see people's like specific facial details. I see more of the backgrounds and I see the environment and I see like what people are wearing, armor, weapons, things like that. Very rarely do I get a really strong picture of somebody's facial features. Just because, you know, when I read it on a page, it's hard for me to like put all those facial features together.
Well, if you think about it, most authors wouldn't go to very much detail unless the book was something specific about the facial features of a character.
Correct.
They'll say they have a look to them.
Yes.
You know, maybe they're burly looking or, you know, his pinched brows and things like that. But,
and that I'll pick up, right? Or if somebody's like...
As an author, you kind of got to get careful. You got to be careful
about
describing it too specifically, don't you?
I think so, yeah.
Because I think most people like to read and create the vision on their own. That's why books take you away.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why books are hard to make into movies, because we all have our own version of what it should look like. And you're never going to please everybody.
I think what they did really well with Dune is they created very cool looking things that fit the idea and the theme of what Dune is all about.
Yeah.
So even if it wasn't exactly what's in your brain, you look at it and you go, that's freaking rad. That's cool sci-fi stuff. Right?
Is Austin Butler the guy that plays Fade Ralph? He's been... I didn't know who he was. I had no clue who that guy was until I watched the current World War II bomber flick that's on HBO.
the not Band of Brothers? Yeah,
it's Band of Brothers in the Air.
Yeah.
Kings of the Air or something like that. He's in that. He's one of the main characters in there. Yeah, and he played that Elvis in the Elvis movie.
Elvis, yeah.
Apple Plus, yeah. I didn't know anything about him. I recognized him as soon as I saw him in the World War II show, but I really didn't know anything about him.
How was that show, by the way?
It's really good. I have to admit I haven't gone back to watch anything beyond the first episode because I told Jen she might like it because it's a really good drama.
Yeah.
You know, and it has that Band of Brothers feel to it. The character building in just the first episode was fantastic. And the action, while being, it's World War II, people blowing up, lots of realistic, I got hit with a 50 cal while in an airplane kind of, visuals.
Yeah.
It's done in a way it's hard to say artistic. It's not Quentin Tarantino gore. It's literally just to set the stage for this is how violent this thing is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Saving Private Ryan.
It is Saving Private Ryan. It means it's them. It's Spielberg and Hanks.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Remember this the next time we want to, we're trying to figure out a show to watch.
Yeah, because I don't watch anymore because I want to go back and watch the first one with Jen. Because I think you'd dig it. You've gone through 3 episodes. Yeah, it's really good. I don't mind wonky CGI because I don't really care. I'm like, it's TV, whatever. You don't hold a special place in your heart for Sting's role because he was good. You don't hold a special place in your heart for Sting's role because he was good. Wait a minute. Was that?
How does that work?
So okay, I can explain this. So earlier, Game Delay said like Sting in Dune is the best Dune or something like that, and then Grizzly Christopherson said, I've seen the Sting comments. Austin Butler is really good in this one. Game Delay is saying, I don't like Sting because he was good in this movie. Or I don't like this movie, the Sting version, because he was good in it. I like it because it was Sting.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Don't worry about it.
I don't hold a special place in my heart for Sting's role. So you're not holding a special place in your heart for the role he played. I don't hold a special place. I'll add more to the sentence to make it make more sense. I don't hold a special place in my heart for Sting's role because he was good. I hold a special place in my heart for it because he's Sting. Oh,
he wasn't good in it.
Oh, I got you.
But it was Sting.
Okay, that's not what you wrote. So
I love Sting in the film. I don't think he was good. It's exactly what he said, but you had to know the previous context first for it to make more sense.
Gotcha.
It made sense to me, Game Delay. I got you.
Black Sword, you did a custom Space Marine chapter. Put it in our Discord. Yeah, Wad's got you. Put it up in the Discord and put it in the either work in progress or finished projects and tag us there. I'm at Slowfuse on Discord and at Baby J, and we'll take a look at it for sure. It's easier for us to comment and look at it. We won't pull up images during the stream. CGI cows got you. Then you kicked out your critique. Well, were they killing cows though? I feel like I remember some cattle dying. Let's open Pandora's box. What do you think about the Hobbit movies? Talking about CGI. Again, it doesn't really bother me. You know, the only time CGI super bothers me is when the frame rate seems to go down with the CGI. Stuff is jerky and not natural motion. You know, like the original, what's his name? Ang Lee. Was it Ang Lee who did the original Hulk?
I don't know.
I forget what it was.
Like, you're not asking me, are you?
No, I think it's asking me.
The original Hulk movie, like I think it was Ang Lee, and it was not great CGI, but I still enjoyed it because it was Hulk, you know. So it just depends, I think, on the subject matter. Like if it's bad CGI in Jurassic Park, I notice the CGI because I don't care for Jurassic Park. It just doesn't. It has to all come together for a Jurassic Park movie to be good for me. So like the first one, and then the rest of them seem to just get worse and worse. So I guess it has to be something I'm interested in for me to ignore it. So like The Hobbit, I was interested in the story and how they were telling it and the whole feel of the movie. So the parts when the CGI got a little wonky, like the orcs on the wargs and stuff like that was a little weird, and you know. But I feel like the mountain fighting scene was good, with like the Titans fighting in the mountains was good.
Fine. I never thought that there was anything wrong with that.
Some of the warg riding was always janky the way they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, CGI doesn't really... Yeah, that's it, Avian. Is like, the story is really what I'm there for, and sometimes I can forgive the CGI because of that. But sometimes a bad movie that I'm not really interested in has bad CGI, and I'm like, that's god-awful. Quit it.
Like, Bad Moon, Blood Moon, whatever. Rebel Moon.
Are you okay over there?
I'm trying to remember the name of that silly movie.
This happens all the time. Baby J's prone to strokes while talking.
Yeah, Rebel Moon was not a good movie as far as... Like, that was a movie where you noticed all the bad things that happened.
Rebel Moon, I noticed every single bad thing. CGI, crappy design on ships and all that, because it was just bad.
Because I'm in the same boat that you. I don't notice that stuff very often. Because I don't care.
Nah.
Well, I think
that Chad has said it, right? Is that the idea is that if the story involves you and takes you away, then you can forgive it for all sorts of other things.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you just don't.
Like a fantastic act. Okay, so Pattinson as Batman was one of those where I walked into it thinking this is going to be it has a better than 50% chance of being horrible because Robert Pattinson has never impressed me at all, ever. And then I watched The Batman, and I was like, I love Robert Pattinson in that role.
You know, it's funny because I have the exact opposite.
Somebody sprayed too much in the bathroom, for Christ's sakes.
It's really bad. Yeah.
Really?
God, we need to have that conversation again. Somebody goes in there and holds the button on the spray. It's killing me.
I'm in a direct
killing
line
me.
of the door too. So yeah, I've been smelling it for a while.
Somebody sprayed the poopery a little long in the bathroom. It's probably Chris.
It's bad.
Chris is new, so he doesn't know the
tree
rules.
smell. It's
Christopher.
terrible.
Christopher, did you just poop? Just friggin' love the Batman. I thought the movie was great. I thought it was a little long in the tooth. It didn't take action to action quick enough to really feel like a Batman movie, but it was a good-ish detective-y story. I felt like it brought that early Batman feel, but Rebel Moon almost ruined your Christmas Eve. It was garbage, dude.
It's funny that you had that feeling about Pattinson going into
Because all I knew him from wasn't he in Twilight?
Oh, you'd
Sparkly
have
vampire
you seen
guy?
Tenet?
Yes, he was. The
Have you seen
sparkly
Tenet?
vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't like Tenet though.
No.
Okay, I saw him in Tenet, and I was impressed with his performance in that movie, which made me really excited to see.
Oh, that's right.
Batman.
He was the other guy.
He was the other guy.
He was the.
I actually thought he was one
He's
of
the guy
the
that came
better...
back and saved him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I thought he was the one who like introduces the guy to all of the weird stuff.
Yeah.
I
I thought Tenet had a great story, and they could have capitalized on it really well, but the acting was so horrible in it that it didn't keep me occupied.
thought Pattinson did well.
Yeah, maybe.
Acting in that film. But
Colin Farrell stole the Batman from me. Hell yeah, because you didn't even know it was him. Had somebody not stated that he was the Penguin, I would have never known.
Oh yeah,
He was so amazing in that
Yeah,
role,
you
and well,
literally can't tell.
the makeup was incredible. So
yeah, transformational. Performance.
Nutra, yeah, the Batman is 3 hours long, which is why it's a little long in the tooth. It needs an edit.
Yeah, it is good though. It really is good.
Needs an edit. Awesome Black Sword. I'll check it out for sure.
We'll also
Noir is the word to describe the Batman, detective comics type movie. Yeah, it's a good way to say it. Yeah, Tenet falls into the same line as what was the recent one that I watched? The Creator? Yeah, The Creator. It fell into that same line because it was pretty. It was rooted in some really neat sci-fi thinking. I was intrigued to watch the story unfold, but it suffered from the same thing. Like the acting and the pacing was kind of bad, and their time jerky stuff was really horribly put together. I think they could have spent more time thinking about how that was going to work. The filming of it was awesome.
Yeah.
But the MacGuffin the hell out of that movie. It just was like, oh, we don't know how to make sense of this, so here. Shiny object. Make it right. You recently rewatched Interstellar. It was better the second time. I thought Interstellar was really good.
Yeah, Interstellar was.
But again, it was kind of like 2001, right? It drug. So you had to really be engulfed in the nature of the hard sci-fi story. Source does. This is what we do. You see how this unfolds? Jordan and I get into these nerd discussions where Jen glazes over.
Jen's just like
and doesn't know how to say anything other than when we say weird words, and she goes, "You're just making stuff up."
I have nothing to contribute to this. I'm just trying to watch chat, make sure I don't miss any questions.
Jen's every now and then she'll pipe in and she goes, "You're just making words up. Those aren't even real words. I didn't understand a single thing you just said."
And we go, you'd be surprised.
Does Interstellar
actually.
end with a giant space baby? Watch it.
I can't tell you.
The best part about Rebel Moon is the Liquid Death commercial. Correct. The only thing worth watching about Rebel Moon is the Liquid Death commercial. I was hyped for Rebel Moon too, which may be part of the problem. I typically don't get hyped up for movies. I'm hyped for Dune, so that could be bad, but I don't think so.
I was about to say, I think we've got a pretty good chance at Dune being a solid.
Yeah. Game Delay says, my son is showing me the 3D printed mechs he's assembling, and he and I have such different tastes in mech design, it's hard being a dad. Is he into like round surfaces and you're into squarish, or vice versa? That's typically what mech design goes towards. You need to watch the Batman again, but I think you like Pat as Batman, but not as much as Bruce Wayne. I think because he's that
I don't think he's supposed to be a good Bruce Wayne.
young adult,
He's young.
post-adolescent Bruce Wayne, I think worked.
Yeah. I don't think he's supposed to have that like dapper feel yet.
You know what's
he's
funny?
Still really young.
Is it from the Gotham series, the kid that played Bruce Wayne in the Gotham series, to Pattinson? I found that was an easy bridge to visualize, even though they're probably not in the same visual universe.
Oh, are they supposed to kind of be like a bridge from one?
Nah.
Oh, it just like it kind of worked out. That
It just
way
worked to me thinking about it. Bruce Wayne as this ditzy kid, ditzy rich kid, finding his way in the path in Gotham. And I stopped watching Gotham before the end, so I never saw him as Batman when he decided to put socks on his hands or whatever.
Yeah.
But then into Pattinson, I kind of like that progression. I thought he was good. I don't think it was great.
Because Pattinson is basically year one Batman, right? Like that's the whole shtick of the film.
Yeah.
Or
Game delay,
year
you like
two?
the round stuff? Yeah, I don't. Well, I guess I don't care, but I'm into. I mean, like the catapult, in my opinion, is like the perfect mech design because it has chunky bits and square bits and a beaky round nose, and this is the modern catapult, not the old one. But you know, this is like quintessential mech design for me. It has enough of both. But I mean, my trebuchets. This is one of my favorite mechs of all time, and it's just a brick. It's just a bunch of bricks. You can make this out of Legos without having to try very hard.
Wad said Game Delay likes him around, and Game Delay said this is accurate in all the ways implied.
Oh my gosh.
I like big mechs and I cannot lie. You could boop the snoot. Yes.
Boop the snoot.
The Thor. Thor's pretty good. I'm partial to the Loki. The Hellbringer. With Robotech, you always thought the alien mechs were cooler than the Earth mechs. Ooh. So in that world, I think I'm with you. Right? I was not as big a fan of Veritech fighters as I was of like the Marauder. The Marauder came from that, right? The Marauder was one of the Zentradi deals. What else was a Zentradi that wound up in Battletech? Was it just the Marauder? It may have just been the Marauder, right?
Man, it's been a long time since I've heard
of the Zentradi stuff, because the Veritech stuff has lots. The Wasp, the Stinger, the Centurion. No, not the Centurion. God. Mad Cat Timberwolf. The Rifleman and the Warhammer. Yep. Phoenix Hawk. All of those. Also the big 4 guns on top. What that thing called? Not a mammoth. I forget what it is. Big 100-tonner. The longbow also. The Archer longbow. All those came out of that world.
Love those mechs.
And then you had the Dougram series stuff, which was the Wolverine, the Griffin, the Shadowhawk, all of those, which were kind of all the same chassis. The Warhammer might have been Dougram. I might be wrong, though. I don't remember all that stuff. That's like that intertwined lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit. Like Dougram suing the Robotech. Human Fighters were all 1980s Earth Tech fast forward, but the Zentradi stuff all seemed interesting and different. Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that one. Your hype for the Star League Lances coming out this year? Were they part of the whole
Kickstarter?
Mercenaries Kickstarter? Because I probably got them. The Unseen Schnee, yeah, exactly.
We're making some headway on this silly little robot.
I got a dry brush. I got to dry brush some pale yellow.
Dry brush pale yellow.
Me, so I'm standing here wishing I was not standing here.
Well, we got comfy chairs.
346.
Also, it's 346.
I got to go sit in a chair and get my hair cut, so I don't have to wear a hat anymore.
Oh. Your haircut today?
5 o'clock, yeah.
That means you're gonna leave here early.
Huh?
That means you're gonna leave here at a reasonable time.
Yeah. Grizz, the ones with a single pre-painted mini, right? What are you talking about? What has a single pre-painted mini? The Star League Lances? They come with pre-painted minis? What?
That's kind of crazy, actually. What the heck?
Oh boy. Welcome to the age of X-Wing. Not a fan of pre-painted minis. I understand it. Not a fan.
I mean, their models are definitely simple enough that they could probably get away with it. What time are we doing that movie on Friday?
Friday at 9. So we got time to hang out and play games.
Nice.
And we can either eat beforehand and go and treat it as if there's not food there, or we can go and get food there. I don't know if I can last till 9.
I'm
Depends
gonna
how.
say that's 9 o'clock for like a meal is late.
Yeah, 9 o'clock as a meal means I don't sleep very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eat before then, so you're not starving by 9.
We can get a snack.
Get your popcorn.
Get some popcorn.
Popcorn in the fancy popcorn bucket that looks weird.
It looks weird.
How does it like? So what is this?
It's a sandworm
It's a
mouth probably
sandworm.
coming up
Yeah.
to the opening.
It is.
Oh, that's cool.
I've seen images of something similar in what she's talking about, but I didn't pay attention to it because I don't care.
Are you gonna get one, Jason?
What? No. No. Don't care about your limited edition collectors. I will care years from now
I will care years from now.
when Jen and I are old and nothing's taking care of us. Everybody's forgotten about us.
Oh, we should have got that popcorn bucket.
We are
in
no longer
2024.
G-list celebrities on the internet. And I will look over to her and I'll say, if you'd have just let me buy the damn popcorn bucket.
You can buy the popcorn bucket if you want. They
You are
usually
allowed
let
to
you
do
get
so.
the popcorn, but well, like for the Taylor Swift, had a custom popcorn bucket, and you could buy the bucket without popcorn in it. You didn't want the popcorn.
Popcorn sans popcorn.
Well, hell yeah, I'm sure they're more than happy to give you the bucket for the
Mhm.
price of the popcorn.
Oh, I don't think the popcorn costs them very much.
The details on these models are really good. I mean, just a quick
Isn't it?
dry brush, it brings
Yeah.
it all out.
I have a bunch of those ships, the planes that I got to strip and repaint.
Someone called us G-list internet celebrities.
It was C
it's
or
stuck.
D or G.
No,
I
I
don't
think it was
remember.
G-list.
It was very low.
It was very low.
Not getting invited to any fancy parties.
We do, but they invite us to fancy parties by saying, "Hey, do you guys want to come by and serve drinks?" Or
I was gonna say it was like we had a couple people who backed out. Do you guys want to come?
They wanna
Yes.
offer
we
valet
do
services.
get invited to luxury casual events.
Yeah. Not because you're G-list celebrities, though. Because y'all are savvy business folk. That's why.
Well, one of us might be.
I think that applies to both.
She's getting it. She does all the heavy lifting. Didn't like to think about it, but
G-list is for gamers.
Only the best of McDonald's. Hey, we had fancy sandwiches for lunch today.
I had fancy cookies for lunch today.
is that all you ate?
No, I had the sandwich too. I really like their cookies a lot. I think they have really good cookies. I really
Did
like.
they have chocolate chips in it?
Yeah.
Usually they only have like 1 or 2.
I don't mind it when they're a little light on chocolate.
I don't either.
Because I really like my chocolate chip cookies to be like really caramely,
I like the cookie
and
part.
theirs are very
Yeah.
caramely, and I really
They're
enjoy
good
that.
cookies.
They're like still a little gooey, but not super gooey. Have that caramely flavor to them. Have the crispiness on the outside. They're good cookies. You can tell that they're handmade and cooked in the building. Unlike many other cookies that I've partaken of in my life.
The $5 ones at the sandwich joint that taste like the bottom of a shoe.
You know what? You know
Subway.
who makes really good cookies though? Jersey Mike's. They make some
Oh, really?
ridiculously. Yeah, they make them every morning. Yeah, they're all freshly made every morning.
I don't think I've ever been to Jersey.
Yeah, their cookies are ridiculous.
There's one right around the
It's very tasty. Jason, not Jason's favorite though.
What, Jersey Mike's?
Yeah,
Did I not like it?
I don't think you like the bread.
Maybe not. It was too hard.
I
right?
think
They
it
do
might
like
might
hard
be
roll
that.
style.
They don't really. It's not really a hard roll. It's kind of like somewhere in between.
Maybe you got a stale bread day
No,
when you had it.
no.
He said that's kind of the way it always is. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think I probably said, I think I got stale bread. And he's like, no, it's kind of always like that.
Yeah, I think you described specifically what you didn't like about it, and I was
They
like,
toast
that's just
it.
kind of.
You know,
They don't toast it.
they don't? Okay, well then it was just hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't remember if I liked it or not. Which probably means I didn't.
Jersey Mike's knows you're not coming there to be healthy, so they can put you more yum yum in the cookies.
Jay thought you were gonna say them about the cookies.
Oh?
Oops.
You guys make some of the best
Because you
cookies
were
I've
saying
ever had.
who has really good cookies?
You know who
Jersey
else has
Mike's.
really good cookies?
Oh, here he goes, making it up.
Chuck and Jade.
Chuck and Jade.
He came back around, Jade. I was over here thinking,
I didn't think it needed saying.
oh, here we go.
I thought it went without comment.
I'm going to let you get away with it because you saved my ass today with the whole Jen thing. And
Oh, you mean yesterday?
Or was that yesterday?
Yesterday.
With the what?
Don't forget, I always got your back.
The save the best for last comment that he did. He bailed me out.
Oh.
Jason came over and gave me kisses before he
Yeah.
went over and gave Jen kisses. And Jen got upset, and I said, don't worry, he's
Yeah.
saving the best for last.
See? So, I'm on Baby J's side
Woohoo!
for the next
Yay!
72 hours.
You know what? I'll take it. Wait, how far does that get me?
3
So-
days.
Does that get me all the way through Friday?
I think that's 3 days. So, yes.
Great. Yeah. Then I have the weekend to prepare, and then I can get dumpstered on Monday.
Dumpstered! Everybody out there is like, boy, that Baby J, he's really cool. I wonder
That
why they're
does
so
end
mean
before
to
the
him.
movie, though, Jordan.
Huh?
That 72 hours ends before the movie.
Does it?
Yeah.
He'll be too preoccupied by the movie.
That's
We'll
true.
be fine. Yeah.
He'll be so excited for it.
Yeah.
I'll be engrossed.
To be fair, I also will be likewise enamored with the film and will likely not be worried
Who's
about
all
it.
going?
It is me, Baby J, Gabe, Chris, Carter, William, Shannon, and Jason.
Oh,
Phil didn't want to go?
Bill did not want to go.
Oh.
Well, he may want to go, but he couldn't commit because of not knowing if his brother would watch his dog.
Oh.
oh.
He's got parental duties with the.
The
The pupper.
Doge. Yeah, the Doge.
That is a big factor in a lot of my planning.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Our dog is.
So spoiled.
I was thinking
That
about that
dog
this
is.
morning. I'm like, she needs some training because she's really taking advantage of us.
Lately, yes.
She's been really rotten.
But Dad, Mom,
Yeah, I'm so cute.
and then you're like, but you are so cute.
You are. That's exactly how it goes.
That-
Hit the
And then you
camera?
go, dang it.
That feels
Again.
too real, Baby J. I
Very
need you to
real.
dial it back a bit.
All right, all
Feeling
right.
a little attacked right now.
Feel
All
a
right.
little attack. I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
All right. We'll send Cora off to be trained in the ways of happy dog life.
She's too old and cantankerous to get trained now.
No, she's.
Jen's like,
We
"No."
might be. But
I'm
she's
way
not.
too old and cantankerous to go
That's-
get trained.
That's the larger issue, probably, is us.
I like that.
I'm gonna go lock up.
Alrighty.
Now I got to figure out what wash color. I think brown black, don't you?
Brown, black.
Like maybe flesh and black, so I get kind of a rusty.
Are you okay? So you're going for like a cooler yellow then?
A what?
Are you going for like a cooler yellow?
No, warm. I mean, it's already warm.
I mean, if it were me, I would go with yellow transparent. Maybe with just a touch of orange just to warm it up a little bit. And then after that, I would do like a brown-black hybrid. Maybe 2-to-1 brown to black. Or maybe I would do brown, and then I would do black towards like the front or to where the engines are, places like that where you'd get more of that like
Sooty.
Yeah, sootiness. But I really like super saturated, like yellow saturated.
Yeah, and I don't want it to be.
Yeah.
I want it to be war.
You want it to be grungy.
Damaged.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too is it looks a lot warmer in person than it looks on the camera that I'm seeing.
Yeah, the camera's got it really kind of lemony.
Yeah.
And it's not. A lot of the orange, which is why I used a lot of that orange. Let's see if we can
adjust it a little bit. Yeah, because it reads a lot more orangey when I look at it from here than it does on the camera.
Cam 1.
That's a bit better. It's still a little yellow.
Yeah. Has a hard time with the yellows and the oranges on this one because they're so subtle with the airbrush, but
yeah.
If you don't use dark magenta, have you even washed it? Not on this.
Are you thinking about doing like an overall wash?
Not, yeah.
Are you gonna use Noosh?
No. Nope.
Just do regular wash.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do regular wash. I'm gonna filter the whole thing and then dry brush it back again. I think I could use Noosh. I don't want to get into the habit of creating the scheme with Noosh because I can't do Noosh on the little dudes.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, you gotta
so
have
I gotta
wash.
be something that is easily repeatable across the whole army, and this is the biggest model in the army. So I gotta. It's probably a bad one to have started my test thing on, but I feel like I want to make sure that it looks good on a big model, but it needs to be repeatable on the really small dudes. And the small dudes, I couldn't do Noosh because it would be big globs of darkness.
Then I think here, can I take a look at it in person really quick, just so I get a better sense of. Yeah. For one, I do like this color. I wouldn't do anything to this
Big
color.
Bird Space Plane. It is Big Bird Space Plane. That's a problem with Imperial Fists, right? I like them in epic scale. When they're 40K scale, it's like too much yellow. Like, who bought the bananas?
Yeah, I think. Man, this is going to take a wash so well too.
See, like this, I feel like we're there, right?
Yeah. I think so too.
Because I think that we're there with a good wash that gives me a little bit more brownish orange to it. That's why I was thinking almost like a flesh.
Yeah. Or you could do like.
We do one of those forced perspective dioramas with this.
Yeah,
that
would be cool.
Make the Thunderhawk in the background and he's marching for you.
Wrong
model.
I think what I would do. Brown. The mixture I would use more
brown and black.
Brown than black.
With a little bit of black for darkness.
Yep.
And the brown. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Or you could do like 3 parts brown, 1 part flesh, 1 part black.
Let's
really
do it.
Want to get crazy?
Let's just do it. I'm going to use a bottle top because that's what I got.
Or what you could do is you could do just brown, and then you could do black over the like deeper recessed areas afterwards. This is the second wash.
Oh.
You get.
Donka Shay, he gave me one.
Don't you have a whole rack over there?
There. Maybe. Oh yeah, down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still.
Well, you needed one.
Black
Are you
wash.
going to do 2 washes? Here, I'll give you another one just in case.
Black wash. Do I have brown wash up there?
You should, because we just redid everything, right?
Here. Perhaps.
In the
I have flesh and 2 blacks.
in the interest of time.
But the one black is empty.
All right,
Black and brown.
I think we're actually getting pretty close on this. It's a lot of silver.
I think it looks great. I really love the rusted surround on the manhole cover.
Yeah,
right? It looks really good.
There's something about having. I talked about this the other day. Having the really dirty earth and ground, while having this really clean robot. I wanted to have that kind of contrast.
Neat juxtaposition.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. Very nice.
Very nice.
Gabriel says, to be honest, I wasn't trying to be helpful. Well, damn it.
Just mildly funny.
I don't know how much of that I mixed together. I don't know. I just put some. I have a very highly scientific mixing process, so I don't expect you to follow it. You got to be super duper serious about painting before you can follow my mixing algorithms. My mixing algorithms, I think that you chaps are still lacking.
Mine get kind of wacky. But I mix a lot. Like a lot.
I just kind of spritz stuff together. I'm like, I don't know. That looks good. Some agua.
Agua.
Then it just a bit more. I'm trying to use the word dilute more.
Dilute.
To dilute it a
Dilution.
bit more, to lower its opacity. I'm getting sick of the word thin because everybody uses it incorrectly, including myself. So I'm trying.
Well, I think
use
it's
the
just
word dilute.
not descriptive enough for what we're trying to do.
Dilute, because thin can mean so many different things.
Yeah.
You know. Now let's start with the wing, because whatever. Oh yeah, that's the ticket.
You'll be working on that wash for a little bit?
A little bit.
Okay.
You ready to bolt out?
I gotta run to the post office.
Cool. Yeah, do you think?
Yeah.
I will close it up.
What?
I will close up.
No, I did the thing. It's literally already. I went to go put it on the cart after lunch, and they had already come to pick it up for the day.
Well, but they'll be back tomorrow.
No, I told the guy I'd get it out today.
Oh.
And when I made the label has to go out today because I said it would go out today or something like that.
Nah, they
It's
don't
fine.
care.
And they don't care.
Oh, really?
That's just the date that the label's purchased.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then. I'll go drop it off. I told the guy I'd get it out, so
Yeah,
I'll get it out. today.
definitely. Be a man of your word, baby J.
I like to be a man of my word.
Honorable.
Hi,
I am an
Philip.
honorable man.
Hi, Jason.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
That's
I'm
great.
washing a Thunderhawk.
That's a yellow hawk.
It's as somebody said. It's a big bird. What is it? A big bird something?
It's a big bird.
It's
Big Bird's good. I like Big Bird.
Big Bird's transport.
I'm very excited for you,
How
Big
odd.
Bird's transport. I'm very excited.
Big Bird troop transport.
But I will see you
BTT.
tomorrow, bright and early, on Wednesday. Same with the rest of you.
That's right. You guys hear my voice.
Except for
a
you
long
guys.
time.
I won't see you
I
until
was
2 o'clock
a
tomorrow.
little slow putting the camera on for Philip.
Bye, Jordan.
Bye, everyone.
Be safe.
You be safe,
Don't talk to
Philip.
strangers. Don't accept candy. Stay out
I'm
of vans.
definitely going to do all of those things.
Okay. Well, I won't see you tomorrow then.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm indestructible.
Oh God.
Yeah. Go center. I got.
Please
cream.
touch wood before you leave the building.
Right now.
I need you alive.
Touch
I don't
wood.
need damaged
Knock,
Jordan.
knock, knock.
I'm touching wood right now.
Good. What is it? What are you touching? We can't see.
MDF.
Oh, okay, perfect.
All right,
Does
everyone.
that count? I feel like a Parco board doesn't count.
Bye. I'll go touch some more wood before I leave.
Okay, you better.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jordan.
Bye. Safe travels.
Safe travels.
It's traveling.
Just everyone's traveling home.
Oh.
Got to travel home, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't ask questions. He says safe travels. I say thanks.
Safe travel. Going
Safe
around
travels
the
to you
corner.
too.
Get
Thanks,
home.
same to you. It's like the pizza delivery guy.
No need to
Enjoy
call
your
him
pizza.
out.
You too.
Yeah,
Oh,
you too,
damn.
man. Enjoy your movie. Yeah, you too. I used to work in a movie theater, and I'd have to like tear ticket stubs. I'd say enjoy your movie, and I'd get at least once every like 10 people. You too. Oh shoot, that was great. Made me laugh every time. 4 years, never got old. Oh no, Wad. I'm not reading that one out loud, but we all thought it. Christopher wants to know what mix you got going right now, Jason.
About 2/3 brown wash and 1/3 black wash.
2 to 1.
And then diluted with water
Oh,
quite a bit.
Yeah,
quite
looks
a bit.
Because I'm going over yellow, right?
Yeah,
if
that'll-
I'm going
it'll-
over a really bright color, I dilute my washes a lot more because the filtering effect will take over real quick.
That looks
Yeah.
really good.
Huh?
Great.
It's crazy how like what this model looks like, considering you just primed it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wash
just
is
a
great.
quick color application and some really quick down and dirty techniques like this can turn a model into something really usable super fast. And I've been going slow, right? We've been talking about Dune, and I sat here and stared at it for over 30 minutes. And you know,
Is this the 3D printed one, or is this GW's?
No, this is a GW model. I
Okay.
built this one.
Nice. You built a model?
I know.
What?
I had to get out of the
Where's
house over
Jason,
the
and what did you do?
I
with
had to
him?
get over the house over the weekend because my back had been
Yeah,
killing me,
he
and I
was
was like,
sitting
I
too
can't
long.
sit in an office chair
Yeah.
again today.
I get that.
Jen was like, you should go do something where you can stretch your back, and I was like, I'm going to the office to see if I could paint. And I got here and I didn't feel like painting anything, so I was like, I'll build this so I can paint it on stream.
There you go.
Yeah, look at how smooth our wash dries and gives that nice filter,
Looks great.
right?
That looks
A lot of really good detailing that we can get. And the brown and the black, our washes mix so well together and mix with paint colors too.
They do, yeah.
So, you know, you can mix in all of your own. Do it however you like. But
Source
you'll still
says,
get
"But-
that nice, smooth transition out of it.
But there's no coffee stains, Jason.
I know. I'm trying to show you that, you know, your wash life doesn't have to be the monotonous nonsense that you're used to.
I've seen Dune.
What?
What do you mean? I've seen Dune. I watched that movie like the week it came out. I watched it 3 times in theaters.
talking about. The
He
one,
wants to go with us Friday.
the one that's
I
coming
want to.
out
I just have
this
to
week.
make sure
He
someone's
has to
watching my
make
dog.
sure that his brother or somebody can watch his dog.
I can't leave my dog alone for 19 hours. But yes, I do want to go. I just have to ask him tonight. He's at school, so I don't text him when he's at school because he doesn't respond anyways.
If Cora was more polite, I would offer to have a doggy.
No,
Play date, but
Radcliffe
Cora is-
no, Radcliffe is not polite.
She's a tyrant.
He is anxious as all can be.
My poor dog. Well, no, not my poor dog. The other poor dog. When I had her at the vet last week,
Yeah.
she was much more calm. When we came out of the room, like we were done with our appointment and I was gonna pay and stuff, and there was one dog in the waiting area, like on the scale, getting ready to go into the room.
Yeah.
And this poor dog, it was a bigger dog. It wasn't like
Yeah.
a tiny little dog. Cora was so excited to see this dog that she was making that sound, Jason, that she makes when
The howl
it's like,
almost?
It's like a howl, bark,
Yeah.
crazy sound. And I'm like, that is
Screaming.
not how you make friends. The poor dog was like shaking because Cora was being this loud nuisance.
He's so excited.
Yeah.
Sounds like my parents' dog. My parents' dog looks very much like Cora. Like
Ugh.
mix of pit bull somewhere in there,
Yeah.
but not a pit bull.
Yeah.
You know, just and she is the same with my dog. It's
Yeah.
like a dog comes over and you can't hold her back.
Yeah. Cora especially does not like small animals. She doesn't like small dogs. She does not like cats.
Radcliffe's taller than her, so
She normally is okay with, like, from afar, when like if we're out taking a walk and we see other big dogs, she's fine.
yeah.
Does not bothered by them at all. It's when we see cats or small dogs that she goes
Ballistic.
bananas.
Yeah. Radcliffe goes, if I leave my windows like open, like with the shades on the windows, because I have wooden shades on all my windows in my room. I have a family of quail that live in the front yard, and so he just goes nuts anytime. Like, because they'll wander away during the day. I don't
Yeah.
see them during the day, but in the mornings and in the late afternoons, they roost in the bushes out in my front yard.
Yeah.
I have a eucalyptus tree, a bunch of cacti, and like a bunch of bushes. There's like 20 quail that live in our front yard. So when I get home from work, I leave the shades open for him during the day. So we get I face the front yard.
Yeah.
So you can see people wandering around. Like he's just stimulated while I'm not home.
Yeah.
But I have to come home and close the shades because he doesn't bark at them during the day. I've asked my brother. I was like, does he bark all day?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, he doesn't at all. But when I'm home and he sees the quail,
He's protecting you.
letting
he's
you
protecting
know.
me from the little quail out front. I guess he goes ballistic, and part of my coming home is I greet him, and then I go close all the shades in my room so that I don't have to listen to him bark all afternoon.
You should ask your dog to watch your brother instead.
I can't. I mean, as long as my brother's home, my brother doesn't have to my dog doesn't need to be actively watched. I just need. Can you take him out
needs
so
to
he can
be
go potty?
let outside
Yeah, they
every
just
once
can't.
in a
So
while.
he doesn't poop all over the
Yeah.
house.
As
'cause
we
he
all
will.
do. I said, as we all do.
As we all do,
We
yeah,
all
I
need
don't-
to have time to
Yeah.
relieve ourselves.
Yeah, 19 hours. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
It's a
I just have the
rough go.
decency to take myself to the bathroom. I don't
Yeah,
understand
exactly.
these freaking dogs.
My dog will too, just in the house if it.
That's true.
Chuck and Jade, if you
Good point.
are still here, bye. Be safe in this crazy weather you've got coming.
Yes, be
Hunker
safe.
down.
Tornadoes, right?
Yeah,
Potentially.
she said
then
tornadoes,
snow.
snow.
It is. I've been lurking all day. I've been here, just working. We got some rain yesterday. A little bit of sprinkling.
Yeah, it
Just
was
a little
weird.
bit, yeah.
Kinda
It was weird,
random.
Yeah. I almost washed my car on Sunday. I'm really glad I didn't.
It was just enough to drive the humidity to be silly.
Yeah.
It's so hot today. I don't even want to wear my
And
jacket.
muggy. Ugh. Hate it.
It's getting too hot too fast. Not even March yet.
I know I'm not.
The summer's gonna be. Here, Christopher. Dave talking.
Yep, just over there
Right
gabbing,
over there.
flapping their
Away.
gums.
Oh, that's dope. Cool. I hear you, Christopher.
Gonna make him self-conscious.
Totally
Take that
is.
back. You can't make Christopher self-conscious.
No, I know. That's why I could do it and not feel bad. Oh, he's watching the stream. Christopher, blink once if you're watching the stream. Have you guys talked about Christopher's treadmill? Does everyone know that Christopher stands on?
No, he
Oh,
stands
I
on
don't
his
know. I
walks
don't
on
think so.
He walks on a treadmill all day.
Chris Masucci's desk is a treadmill,
He's a standing desk
standing desk
with a little
with a treadmill.
specifically designed desk treadmill. That's under his day. I'm pretty sure he's looking right at me. I see you, walkie boy.
And he walks all the time.
Walkie
Does he ever
boy.
just stand?
I can see him through the window through the door right here. Christopher probably walks 20 miles a day.
Do you ever?
minimum.
Yeah, no. I asked, and I think he said 5 or 10.
Yeah, at least that's minimum.
Does he ever just stand?
Christopher, do
Christopher, do you ever
look
just
at me and tell
stand?
me, do you ever just stand? Stop responding. He's working again.
Got heavy-duty video work he has to
He
get
does.
completed.
Stand and walk.
All right, I'm gonna challenge you. I don't think you could find a better wash out there than this.
No, that looks so good. Is that going to be March's challenge? Find a better wash?
Find a better wash. No, that's not.
And then when the end of March comes around, we just tell everyone they lost.
They lost. You lose.
Nobody wins. Sorry.
You lose. Too good.
It's so good. Over yellow, that looks great.
Yeah, game delay. I think you would have to type it. And if someone just randomly typed blink blink, we would worry.
We would know. No one needs to know.
We would know. But we wouldn't be able to do much.
No.
Is the problem.
I wouldn't enjoy that wash, but I would respect it. Yes, that would be quite the simple challenge. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do February's this year. Well,
Pink?
I guess this year. There's not another February until next year.
The pink?
Yeah. I mean, I could. I just don't have a model that what am I going to paint one of my ghouls pink? That's all I got working on. That's all I'm working on right now.
Dude, you have 5 million models. I guarantee.
Robitussin MD said, would this effect be
Not that I want to
achievable
work on.
through an airbrush as well?
Not with the wash. No, the wash needs to settle into the crevices. I did all the paint on this with an airbrush, then dry brushed it, then put the wash.
Is that golden yellow?
No, it's
Or
warm yellow.
Warm yellow. So it's not yellow ochre.
Yeah, it's it's yellow ochre, warm. It's burnt orange, yellow ochre, warm yellow,
There you go.
pale yellow dry brush, and then the brown and black mixture
But
for the
dark
wash.
purple
and I used all my
first.
wash.
That looks great. Yeah, you gotta get the dark purple shading.
Dark purple came first.
Yeah, the dark purple shading is what gives you the cool nature in the shadows, because that's that dark purple. You can still see the dark purple unadulterated on the bottom of the engine.
What are those called? Funnel?
Thrust nozzle.
Thrust nozzle.
You're a thrust nozzle, Phil.
Funnel?
Stop being such a thrust nozzle, Phil. Jeez.
Would you call it an airplane sphincter?
Jeez. Miles got too many sphincters on it.
Too many sphincters. Brought it back to the very beginning of that street.
Oh, we brought it full circle.
Full circle.
That's it for us, gang.
That's it.
We're done.
That's all she wrote.
Done.
Model's done.
Ghost Hunter says, nice yellow ochre space plane.
That's why I asked what yellow you were using.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it back down to more of a yellow ochre with the black brown over the top of it.
Yeah.
And then I can go back in and use some, once the wash dries, use a little bit of yellow transparent.
Yeah.
And hit the upper side with yellow transparent. And not the sides, and I should be able to get a really good fade with it. And then dry brush it one last time and we'll be done.
Dry brush and wash means you don't have to paint all the hickam hookums individually.
Yeah, the gawkity gooks. The globbity.
The gibbum wibbums.
Gibbum wibbums.
I don't know.
The gibble, the wibbum gibbums.
Giggum wiggums.
You don't have to paint all the giggum wiggums.
Giggum wiggums.
Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us. If you are new here, please hit that follow button. We stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just check your watches, and 2 hours ago we started.
Yeah.
So
whatever that time is
that's
for
how
you.
that works.
Yeah.
2 hours and 20 minutes ago.
So do the
Very
math.
little math required on
Math
your
is
part.
hard. And check out all the links that Jen just put up in the chat there. The store and the FLGS link will get you to all the wonderful places you can buy our products. We thank you so much for supporting what we do around here. It gives us the ability to do this, sit and hang out with our friends on the internet and paint amazing things. So thanks, everybody, for your time. Stick around. We're going to find somebody to raid, to show some love in the chat you wind up in, and we will look forward to seeing you back here mañana. Adios, gang.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.